It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Marlon.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, the Progressive News Show with Leslie Essery. I am your host, the birthday boy himself, Marlon, along with a returning theist and our lovely Anna Hard. Yes, I'm going to make this day very special. It's all about me.
Happy
It's my
birthday,
birthday.
Twitter.
Ain't no need for me to toot the
And
horn a lot as you tooting it.
you'll need to. I got enough toots for everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Really am. I appreciate everybody who is going to watch us, who's already watching us, who have joined us over the year. Because not only is it my birthday, which, like I said, I want to celebrate it because it is very rare to get your birthday on a weekend, especially on Saturday. Like, very rare.
once every
So Marlon
7
just
years.
froze a little bit. But yeah, my only thing is, first of all, everybody, happy birthday to Marlon. This is, he definitely has worked hard all year, and he's a good dude, and he deserves his accolades. You know, now me, you know, after I don't know, say 30, I don't even care. As long as my birthday keep coming, I'm good. Um, there's a problem when it stops. But yeah, just everybody, if you just drop a comment on there, just telling Marlon happy birthday if you haven't done so already. If you're seeing this on the replay, drop the happy birthday. He'll see it. He'll see it later. He sees them all. So
He does.
yeah.
He does.
You amaze how I'm so glad to have a group like this who knows exactly what to do when my stupid internet falls out and they just continue the conversation. I thank them so much. I appreciate it. I mean it. They dropped, it dropped, everybody dropped. Agent, you ain't messing up my doggone day. This is my birthday. We're going to get into some Reddit stories. We have a full line up for the second hour, the Mama Heart Hour. So let's go ahead and see who's speaking of Mama Heart. Marlon, may I be first in the comments to wish you a very happy birthday and many happy returns to the day. You're a gift to the world, a gift of heart. Enjoy the love today. Remember it always. Big hugs from me. Much love, Mama Lo. Mama Heart, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Love you so much. LL is in the house. Hey, LL. Parker is also here. Thank you very much. I'm going to give a few minutes. I think I answered her yesterday. I'm going to give a few minutes to Anna because she wants to. You want to do the number thing.
What?
What day you was born?
The astrology.
What day?
The astrology. The astrology. Sign.
You done lost the paper, didn't you?
It's all on the messenger. Okay, so here's what happened, folks. I like astrology. I like to look at people's birth charts, what's called their natal chart. Basically, it is when around the time that you were born, where were all the stars? Where were the planets? Where was everything lined up? And when Marlon gave me all of the information that I needed, including like he was gonna give a social security number, and I'm like, I didn't need that. I put it in, and it was really amazing because I have not seen charts that are this equally spread out among if you were looking at the universe or the galaxy, I should say, in a circular form. He had planets in Libra, in Leo, in Aquarius. He was all over. But what really jumped out to me is that you are an Aries man. You're actually you're on the cusp, so you could bring in some Pisces, I believe it is. But you're a fire sign, and that's your sun sign. Your moon sign is Cancer. That's basically like saying you handle your emotions in the place of emotions. Everything has a lot of meaning in astrology. Each planet means something. Each there's more than I know about. It's a little hobby I was just really tickled to see Marlon explain to me in astronomical ways. It just it pointed out that here's a natural born leader, somebody who can get people of different groups together and somehow make a cohesive show, keep it going for years, see it through high times and low times. That's your go get it sign of the sun. But then when you're moon in Cancer, you balance all of that straightforward leadership with some broad overlook of let me try to understand where people are coming from emotionally. And I've always found that to be true about you. If you ever find out that you hurt someone, you're so quick to apologize. And like that apology is not always necessary, but it's beautiful to watch in him. The humility, and I said of the humbling cut, not the humiliation. He's a humble man, but he's also a braggadocious man. I mean, we know this. He's a wonderful both yin and yang. He's both fire and water. He is earth and air. He is everything, and it was just very interesting to me.
I must be whatever the one is. It's like lackadaisical, inconsistent, and likes to eat brownies.
That one is in the rising. There's a rising house of brownie. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The house of Theus.
I'm not going to do that, Parker, because I literally have no idea what's going on in the final, whatever, nor do I care.
March Madness? I don't even know what that is.
March Madness. I haven't watched one game.
March Madness basketball and college basketball. I ain't watching none of it.
I'll wait till the Final Four, and even then, if I look at the four teams and have no idea who they are, then I'll wait until the weekend's over and see who won. I've been doing that for the last couple of years now.
Yeah, something's happened to me. I don't even pay attention to sports at all anymore. But college basketball is still fun to watch, though. It's just I don't know. I don't have time. You know, I'm always doing something else. So, but yeah, I'll probably start to pay attention if it hasn't already, because I don't think it has. Once it gets to the Sweet 16, I'll start watching, maybe, possibly. I don't know. But I've never kept a bracket. Like all the schools are the same to me, so I don't know. I just turn it on and see what happens.
Don't pay attention to it. Like I said, I've been doing this for the last 4 years since I started this show. I'll wait till the Final Four. I'll see if I know a team in there that I like. I'll pick them, and then I'll wait. I don't think I'll watch the game, but I'll wait and see who wins. And ooh-wee, they won. Ooh-wee, they didn't. I don't know. Pieces energy with a strong will. Places with a strong will. Yeah. Stubborn. I was called that yesterday. I confer. I confer with Foxy before you say anything, Anna. I confer with Foxy, and she said the same thing. So I looked at her and went, stubborn or passionate?
No, see, there you go, right there. So you're actually both, because like Anna was saying, you are emotions forward. That is a very forward part of your psyche, and you're stubborn. Yep. So you take
Yep.
the two of them, and that is passion. That's passionate. You know,
Yes.
that's very passionate. You know, makes you able to read people and be able to adjust to people quickly. And but then at the same time, I don't want to hear that. And then you push the button and you drop me off the screen, and all I was doing was talking about cars. So I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a question for you, Anna. I wonder, do cats and dogs have astronomical signs, astrology signs?
Everybody has the day that they are born. You can do a numerology chart. You can say this is the Chinese zodiac time of the, we are now in the year of the dragon. Yeah.
I mean, technically, if you got anything that lives has a date of birth.
Yeah.
Not everything that lives, because really, what's the date of birth for a plant, right? But for people, things that come through the natural life cycle of animals.
Anything that's born. Let's say that.
Well, I mean, isn't a plant born?
Yeah.
That's what pollen is. Pollen is the male trees just spreading its business all through the air, trying to see who catch it, and then the circle life.
And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this party started.
So would that mean that the moment that a seed is met with the pollen, it becomes a tree, even though it has not yet germinated?
I would think not, because aren't there seedling? There's the different phases of life, just like with a human.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask the Supreme Court of Alabama and see what they think of the subject.
Oh. Pivot.
And I ain't even gonna lie to you. I saw it coming. I literally saw that coming a mile away. As soon as it came out of his mouth, I went. I know he's going with this.
Just saying.
I have had a week, let's say. I had a procedure done on Monday that is supposed to help you with migraines, headaches, things that come along like more than 3 times a week. So procedure wasn't done quite right. And my head has been like a detached balloon, slowly drifting back down to my body. So there's that.
Well,
it's definitely been an interesting week.
Yeah. I just wanted to get through the week. I just want to get to this weekend.
But it is Marlon's birthday.
No. I'm with you. It was a very rough week. It was just every minute that kicked off felt like an hour. It's just like, let's go, okay? Let's just. But
that's because you had something you were looking forward to.
I know. Let's go ahead and get into this story. So sorry, Anna, this story is not going to help. Because it's going to start off confusing.
Oh, man.
And it's going to end off irritating. So let's just go ahead and get into the first part real quick.
I, 25 female, have my own 2-bedroom apartment that used to belong to my uncle. I made a friend during my uni years I'll call Mary, 27 female. Mary had quite a hard home life, too long to detail here. I let her know that if she ever needed my help, she could always rely on me, no matter what. When we graduated, I asked her to move in with me rent-free. She tried to pay, but I knew she had a lot of debt trying to pay for uni, so I told her no and to spend her money freeing herself from it. She was so thankful for this, and I loved having her live with me. We never fought about anything. Both of us have the same cleaning habits and TV interests, so there's never any arguments over the remote or who has to take out the bins, etc. Tonight we were out at a super fancy restaurant in London, as Mary had finally paid off the last of her debt, secured herself an amazing promotion at her job, and also finally passed her driving test. All these achievements in the same month were more than deserving of an award, so we splashed out. It was me, Mary, 4 of her work friends, and 2 friends we've known since uni. It was a great night, until I handed Mary a card saying how amazing she is and how lucky I am to have her as my best friend, with quite a bit of cash inside to put towards her first car. She started crying and thanking me, and we hugged for a long time. When she pulled away, I told her how I was so proud of her for kicking life in the butt, becoming successful, and showing her dad that his D-head ways couldn't keep her down. After how she'd struggled through uni, pushing pennies together and working crap jobs, seeing her in her dream career and being such an accomplished woman is absolutely inspiring to me. She looked mad and said, "Please don't do that. You know I don't like it when you do that." She'd never said anything like this to me, ever. So I have no idea where this was coming from. I apologized and said that I didn't realize saying these things would upset her, as it's never been my intention. She just scoffed and rolled her eyes. And when I looked up at her colleagues, they were all shaking their heads at me and glaring. I felt so awkward I wanted to shrink back into my own skin, and I was mortified that I hurt Mary. Mary didn't talk to me for the rest of the night and ignored me at the table. When we split up to head home, none of her colleagues even looked at me as they left. I said sorry to Mary as she was heading to her room to turn in, but she just shrugged me off, told me she was tired and that we'll talk in the morning. I'm so anxious that she'll want to move out or never talk to me again. I keep going over every interaction in my head to see if I crossed a line in the past, but she never gave an indication that I upset her saying these things before. All her colleagues messaged me saying I was an a-hole for saying those things to her and belittling her, but I never ever meant any of those things like that. I think maybe she doesn't like her past being brought up anymore, but she's never indicated this before. But now that her work friends have been blowing up my phone telling me I'm an a-hole and that I belittled her, I feel like I must be. Am I the a-hole?
Nah, you just don't know how to be a good friend in all cases. Her story is hers to tell, not yours. So you could have put in a little card. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on all these big. You got the new job, and you know what I'm saying, about to take on life. End. That's it. 2 sentences. You're good, homie. But nah, you gonna go into talking about a dad and you had a hard life and you're overcoming all of it. Now I sound like a charity case. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you were nice enough to let me live, but you would not pay, rent, which is real nice. But that's always gonna be something in my head that you did for me, right? Then I finish up and I'm doing these things, and then in front of a bunch of people who don't know me like you know me, you bring up how complicated my life has been. That's not yours to tell. It's just not. So were you an a-hole? Nah, you weren't an a-hole because you didn't have malicious intent. But it has still had the same impact because you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's when I first heard the story. That's what I took, was like, you just say you're proud of her and just move on and everything. But you started putting her business out there, her past, which you yourself said was, I don't think you used the word traumatizing, but you was making it seem like it was the worst, childhood she ever had and everything else. And Diaz made an excellent observation by saying that wasn't your story to tell. It just wasn't. That was her story to tell, and it's her decision if she even wants to tell it. But I'm gonna let Anna speak on the second video because Yeah, that wasn't it.
Update 1 at 6:30 a.m. So I'm even more confused than ever right now. After staying up all night and being constantly on the verge of tears, I finally heard my roommate moving around the kitchen, so I went to talk to her. She acted totally normal and started talking to me about some drama at her work while I just stood there kind of unsure of what was happening or what to do, so I apologized again. She looked up at me in confusion and said, "Why are you sorry?" I reminded her of last night and how mad she was. Then she laughed and said, "It doesn't matter, don't worry about it," and then continued making breakfast. I asked if I'd stepped over a line last night, if the money was too much, and if I made her feel inferior, and she said, "Nope, we're cool, it doesn't matter. I think everyone just misunderstood the situation and you're taking things to heart a little too much." I just am even more confused than ever. I told her about her friends texting me, telling me that what I said was belittling and that I was an a-hole, and she just shrugged and said they probably misread things and she'll talk to them. But I'm just so winded. I'm so tired because I haven't slept, because I thought she hated me, that I'd hurt her and she'd never speak to me again. But she's fine? Like she's completely normal and just chatting with me as if last night never happened. But I'm just so confused. After seeing so many "you're the a-hole" comments, I thought I'd really crossed a line this time. But she's not faced at all? She seemed too upset, ignored me for the rest of the night, and her co-workers treated me like a criminal. But everything's okay, I guess. I don't know anymore. I'm tired and I'm going to sleep, but things still seem unresolved to me. I'm going to talk to her about it when she comes back from work today because her reaction still really bothers me.
What? I do not know enough to give any kind I can't. I have no idea where she's coming from. And I can understand why this would be very, very confusing and a roller coaster. Still don't think you should put your friend's business out like that, and that is probably what the people at work were responding to. But there's too much conflicting information between what she said that night, what she said the next morning. I do not know.
All right, let's keep this ball rolling because, like
Hold
I said,
up.
it's 7.
Hold
Theo, I
up.
know you want to say something, but we already at the 30-minute mark, so I just want to keep it going. I promise you, I'll let you speak.
No, go ahead and run it. Good.
All right. Now let's start that whole AITAH thing that she like to say, the roller coaster that beat up with the train that goes to the boat, because it just goes down here from here on out.
Update 2, 10 a.m. I got a call from one of the uni friends who was at the dinner last night, and we had a chat. She asked me if everything was okay between me and Mary, as she said she'd never seen Mary snap at me like that until last night. I filled her in on everything that we talked about and how confused I was as well. She reaffirmed many of my feelings about this being very out of character for Mary, as she had also congratulated Mary and said similar things, as well as given her a bit of money and a card, along with an expensive gift, as did many of the others. After talking to my friend, I've decided I need to have a long sit down with Mary to clear things up, and it's not only me who's confused by her behavior. Both of the uni friends are coming around later to have a chat, since now we're honestly quite concerned about her. Her friends have not let up on their texts to me, so I don't think she's spoken to them. One said I couldn't try and sweep this under the carpet, which is like, what? I'm thinking of blocking all of them as they just won't leave me alone.
All right, Thiz, what was you gonna say?
This roommate is the problem. You so deep in, I don't know what the gender is, so I'm just gonna say her. So deep in her feelings that everything's about her. Look, you went to dinner, it didn't go the way you thought it would go. Bet. All right. Maybe you said something that crossed the line, offended your friend, upset your friend, whatever it was. Whatever. So that ended. So for the rest of the night, she didn't want to talk to you. Okay. Then the next day or later that night or whatever the time frame was, I think it was the next morning, you go to talk to your roommate to see, you know what I'm saying, what the deal is. And your roommate's like, yo, I let it go. I'm good. But you can't let it go. So now you gonna go make things more complicated. Let some stuff go, man. It ain't about you. So now, because you didn't want your friend to be upset with you, okay? But your friend got upset with you. Then your friend's not upset with you, but you don't understand why your friend's not upset with you. So then you go and you circle back around to her friends. They ain't your friends. In fact, so much are they not your friends, they've been texting you, getting on your nerves. But you gonna go to them to stir up some more mess. Hey, she acting kind of funny to me. She acting funny to you too. You just messy, man. That's why I don't like. That's why I can't really kick it with folk too tight when they get way out there and like they emotions are running too damn hard. Cause I'm like, dude, this shit ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop it. There's a point where you just got to drop it. Now you're going to stage an intervention? I don't care what weirdness this story is about to go down because it's a Reddit story, so it's about to take a weird turn in a second. This person, to me, is just messy. I couldn't be a roommate with this person. This is the kind of person that does nice things to get you ingratiated to them, and then they abuse you. That's how I would feel. I'll be moving out. I got my promotion. I appreciate everything you did. I can't be responsible for your high emotional upkeep. That's all I want to say.
I would agree with you. If I agree with everything you said, if there's an if to it.
Well, you know the whole story.
No, I'm going about what your statement was, not the story. Not the story. About what you said. I would agree with you if I said, yo, Theos, what's the deal? Why did I upset you? And you came to me and go, you know what, Marlon, you said this. It affected me some type of way. But you know what? We're cool. You know what? We're cool. Then I would have been she started doing all this stuff. I'm like, okay, you need to get out your emotions. She said she was cool with you. She squashed it. It's done.
Marlon, she didn't do nothing to you, right? Let's say it's me and you. Okay? And you take me and we're celebrating me on these things. And you kind of go to me, you go a little bit over on sharing or oversharing. Okay. Yeah. And then we go back to the house and I'm still irritated. I might not even be mad anymore. I'm just irritated. So I don't want to talk to you because it's going to turn into an argument and all that. And I ain't got time for that. So I go to my room and I shut that down. Right. Next morning, we meet up in the kitchen and I'm like, yo, I'm good. It's good. Don't even sweat it. It's good. The fact that you then turn around and be like, well, I don't understand, blah, 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 blah. What you wanted was for me to be good. I'm telling you I'm good. You about to make me not good because you want me to give you an explanation when I didn't even do anything to you. You're upset when you did something to me and I didn't like it.
But there's the problem, is what did I do to you? Because if I don't know
you what even felt like you might have.
If I don't know what I did to you to make you mad, my whole thing is I always want to know what it is that upsets you So I know consciously and subconsciously to never do that again. It
But you do
don't matter
know.
how I feel about it. It doesn't matter if I like, oh, that's just some silly crap right there. That don't make no sense. That's squash. That doesn't matter.
It
How
does
did you
matter.
feel about
It matters because you want me to give you that. I don't have to give you that because I didn't do anything to you. And you can't say you don't know what happened because he ran down the whole night. So you know at what point it went sideways. What did you do at the point it went sideways? That's the thing. I don't need to repeat to you now what you did at that point. You already know. And on top of that, you even got people blowing up your phone. I don't know how they got your number like that. I don't even know what that's weird.
Really?
But you got these folks blowing up your phone telling you too. So it's not that you don't know, it's just that you haven't heard it directly from me. And I don't feel like having that conversation. And then I had a traumatic past. So who knows what level of trauma sitting inside of that? Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I've dealt with people who had really effed up childhoods. Okay. And a lot of times when they run into a traumatic moment or something that stresses them and they shut down based on the age they were when the trauma occurred.
Yep.
They could be 40 years old, but when they got hurt, they were 12. And so when they shut down as a 12-year-old. And that's it. They're not going to be able to give you the words. They don't owe you the words. All they know is how they feel. And to sit here and say, well, explain to me what I did wrong when I know I'm the one that did something wrong. For what? I got what I wanted. What I wanted was you not to be mad at me anymore. You're not mad at me anymore. Okay. I think people end up, because we have this weird thing that says, I need you to educate me on what it is that brought us to X, Y, and Z. When you already have an idea of what it is, it's unnecessary. It's like you're reopening a wound out of curiosity. If this is your friend, you just let stuff go, especially when you're friends. When you're friends, sometimes you just be like, all right. But that's how I roll. And that's why I have a very small circle, because people who try to pry on me, they don't end up in my circle very long.
Oh yeah, I usually just stay out of your way. It's easier that way. At least for me. You good? I'm good. Cool. Talk to you tonight. And we can move on. So cool. 4 years, 4 seasons. This is our 4th season. Work good so far. Ain't finna mess it up now.
Oh, we ain't had no issues because this is us having fun. This is my social my opportunity.
I'm not saying we're mad at each other. We're different on this because you know me by this time. I'm the person who wants to know what it is that made you mad, so I never do it freaking again.
But my point to you here is you do have an understanding.
I know, I get it. But it still won't stop me from doing. Like, I'm just that person. I'm just that type of person that want to know what it is that make you mad, so I would never do it again. Now, also, I know what I do that all the time. And I get where this goes to. Because then you have the a-holes that will go out and go, well, that was a silly reason why you was mad at me. I don't see the big no.
It'll be even worse than that. Based on this story, what happened is if the roommate had opened up and said, I feel like you overshared my business, and now I don't know that I feel safe giving you that kind of information about me going forward. So now, because I've verbalized that to you, I have now shifted our friendship. I've shifted it in a way because now you have to react to what I just said to you. Now, if I just personally decided I'm not going to share that level of detail with you anymore, but I never said it to you, then our friendship continues to flow. But the moment I open my mouth and I say, Marlon, because you overshared, I don't feel safe sharing on that level with you anymore. Now you have something new to react to, because what I just said isn't something you can just swallow and move on with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hurt you. You don't trust me. Right now, we had that conversation. And I don't want that. You know, I don't want that conversation. And then on top of that, this person has shown in the story anyway to be the type of person that after they get an explanation, guess where they going next? To all the friends.
That was
See, I
weird.
told you I didn't really do anything. I told you this was what it was. We're okay now. She was just having a moment, right? Because she started the story ended right here before we move in. They're having an intervention. How were you at the point of having an intervention and I didn't do anything to you?
Okay, was there not a point at that night in dinner that the friend Mary turned to the poster and said, you know, you have hurt me unlike you have ever hurt me before? Like, I'm trying to remember.
It was something to the effect of, "Don't do that. You know I don't like when you do that."
That.
Okay,
And that was when she
maybe I
said,
can
"Oh," and that's
relate
when the poster was like, "Yeah, I don't remember ever being told that I was doing something like that."
Or anything.
Right, right. I think I conflated a little bit of what one of the work friends said, but okay, going by what y'all have said, that if there was a, you know, hey, I'm sorry, my head. Can you repeat what was the actual? You
Like what happened?
just don't
do that. You know I don't like when you do that.
You okay? Thank you. You know I don't like. You know I don't like when you do that. That does that implies a level of knowledge that this poster does not have. Is she overly worried? Yeah, she is. She's making all kinds of messes for herself instead of calming down. It's just when you get out of nowhere after years of everything being smooth sailing and you suddenly find out, wait, have I been a crappy friend? Like, that would bother me.
But see, the thing though is like, this is now I'm reading back into the story, right?
Yeah.
This is where, because I already don't like this friend, right? It's cool that the friend was nice, financial, all that. The poster I already don't like.
I was a little weird with how.
But I mean, here's where I'm getting. So the poster is making everything about themselves. It's all about how they feel in this situation. So to me, what that says is, okay, this person in this moment, their way of their way of responding is to shut down. That's their coping mechanism. Different people have different versions. Like, I'm a talker. I'm gonna pull you aside and we're gonna talk. Other people shut down. My wife is a shutdown, right? So this person's way of doing things is they shut down. You said coming into the storyline that you've never had any problems. Everything has been great. What that says to me, and then your friend says, you know I don't like when you do that. So what that says to me is, it's not that this has never happened before, it's you didn't recognize it when it happened. Because it wasn't big enough in the past. It might have been something more small or more momentary, and your friend shut down and walked away, or shut down and went to their room. And in your muddled mind, because it's all about you, you didn't view it that way. You just viewed it as she went to her room. You just viewed it as she wanted to go watch TV or watch something different. That's how you rationalize it. So you've had no arguments, you've had no fights, right? Plus, you're not going to have a lot of fights because this person that you're saying that you're having such a wonderful relationship with and all these no problem, that person is subject to you. You are the one that is providing them room and board. So there's some arguments and fights you're just not gonna have, not because they don't need to be had, but because the other person is gonna be like, I gotta let this one go.
You have
So
power
in
over
your
them.
yeah, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. You're doing a good thing for your
No,
friend, but
yes,
it's still an imbalance in power. So
yeah.
you are not seeing things. Oh, God, this is like the black-white dynamic. You think they like you, but really they're just not empowered to speak back to you. So then when they do speak back to you, you're confused because this hasn't happened before, even though really it has. There were microaggressions before, and now this is, look, I got to call you on it because you just embarrassed me in front of my coworkers, right? And
Okay.
then
Yeah.
you have this moment and all of that. But then it's still, like I said, you made it about yourself because now you talking to her friends and got folks coming to the house. And
All right,
what
I
are you
gotta cut it off
doing?
a little bit. I'm gonna show the last two videos. I had set 4 more, but
I'll stop talking.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
never mind. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. The next 2 videos pretty much is gonna sum up the story, and I'll summarize the last bits and pieces of it. So the next 2 videos is just gonna summarize and come to a great conclusion on exactly what is going on. The last 2, now that I think about it, is no more than just filler in a way. More like what Thea's be saying, like, okay, you're just getting your emotions out now. Okay, fine. But the next 2 videos really is going to put a conclusion to everything that's going on.
Update 3, 4 p.m. This is not an update I expected to make. Not in a million years. Crap really hit the fan and went sideways in a way I never imagined. I'm confused, heartbroken, and really pissed off now. So long story short, it's all an effing lie. One Redditor said to me that my friends might have said something to Mary's work colleagues about me that made them not like me. I talked to both of them when they came around in the afternoon and they both denied any of that. The one I had spoken to earlier on the phone, we'll call Claire, said she'll call one of the work colleagues that she knows slightly well in order to clear things up. Let's call the colleague Jane. Jane turned up at the flat and instantly looked pissed. I almost wanted to hide behind the kitchen counter when she came in glaring daggers at me. We all sat down and I let Jane know that I'd spoken to Mary about last night and that she was fine, but I was still confused. Jane then laughed and said, "Oh, don't try that crap with me. You can't just pretend now that you've been exposed in public." The 3 of us looked at her without saying a word as we were all confused now. Claire asked her what she meant, and Jane said that she knew how I really treated Mary. We both asked her to elaborate, and she stood up and went on this tirade about how I apparently regularly abuse and belittle Mary, then intimidate her into saying nothing about it and put on a smile for others. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry at this point. She then showed me her texts with Mary, where Mary wrote to her in distress about being locked in her room because I was having a meltdown about her making friends at work, something that never happened. Claire and my other friend took the phone and looked through the messages as well, and I had to stop reading them as they all said stuff about how Mary was afraid of me and that I'd trapped her here and was extorting rent out of her. It all just leaves me numb and dead inside.
Okay, before we even say anything, we'll get a little glimpse into what's going on here. So let's just go on and move on to the second part.
Eventually, Claire got to a point Mary said I'd cancelled her 21st birthday at uni and told her she wasn't allowed to go out. The thing is, Claire and my other friend were at Mary's 21st birthday, which I'd put over £500 towards to have a themed Great Gatsby night she'd always wanted, which in the messages she was claiming never happened. We went over a lot of the stuff in the messages and realized that Mary had been spreading lies about me to all her colleagues about how I was abusive and she couldn't move out because I was charging her so much rent money. This absolutely shattered me. Mary was like a sister to me through our uni years, and I can't fathom why she'd say any of these things. It took a long time, but after Claire and my friend went over all the accusations with Jane, and I pulled up my bank details to show that Mary never makes a single payment to me except for her half of the bills, she seemed to cool down and settled into the same confusion we were all feeling. She let us know that Mary told all of her colleagues this story, and that the reason they were mad at me is that Mary said I liked to use a manipulation tactic, where I pretend to support her through everything, but use her past against her whenever we're in private. They all thought that's what I had been doing last night, that everything I said was meant as a backhanded compliment. Honestly, I'm just pissed and upset about everything. I can't even put it into words, the hurt and betrayal I feel that she spread these lies about me. For what reason? What benefit? I could never lift a finger to hurt her, but she tells everyone at her work that I isolate her from the world? Claire had to calm me down as I couldn't stop crying no matter what I did for ages. It was quite embarrassing, but I just couldn't do anything else. Now I'm a little more level-headed, still mad, but not crying anymore. I don't even want to look at Mary again. My friends have told me not to make hasty decisions, but even Claire said she was disgusted by the things Mary was saying about me in the texts when everyone knows them not to be true. I know that I probably won't be able to clear my name with her colleagues, but I don't really care about that. I just want to know why Mary said those things about me. Jane went quiet by the end of our discussion and left without saying much, so I don't know what that means for me in her eyes. My two friends are staying with me for the rest of the day until Mary comes home. We've all got a lot of questions for her to answer.
Okay, one more video. One more video. Just to put a cap on it. So the next video was actually them holding a conversation with Mary when she got home. Mary, of course, denied until they was like, look, we talked to your friend. We saw the text messages. We know you're lying to him. Mary comes back with, oh, I was just saying that as a joking matter. I didn't know they was going to blow it out of proportion. I didn't know they was going to act that way. And she got up what's going on and everything like that. I'm so glad you muted. I didn't know they was going to take it that way. I don't see what the big deal is. I'm so terribly sorry. So the reason I say I'm going to play the next video, I lied. I do got one more video. The reason I'm going to play the next video is because OP had a question. She said, so let me ask you this. Is everything in your past real? Your traumatic past? Let me call your mother.
She went really quiet, dead silent at that point. I didn't want to believe it. But the way she was looking at me and the lies she'd made up about me abusing her had me questioning everything she'd ever told me when we were at uni together. About her dad beating her mom, about her being homeless from 16 until they divorced. I then told her to get her mom on the phone and she panicked and begged me not to. Claire then realized where I was going with this and asked her if everything we'd ever been told about her dad had been true, and she cracked and said she may have embellished a few things. I am so effing fuming at this point. Who the F makes up this kind of twisted crap? For what benefit? I can't even write everything that was said, as it just resorted into a screaming match between all four of us as we learned that Mary's tragic life story had been nothing but a concoction to gain sympathy points from others. Her parents are divorced, but there was no abuse involved. They just fell out of love and split. I had to learn this by calling her mother myself later on to get clarity. I'd never said a word to her mom about anything in the past because Mary had warned me against it. She said I could always be open with her about everything as she wasn't ashamed, but her mom was sensitive and didn't want to talk about it. So it turns out my best friend is a master manipulator and probably always has been. I'm so tired and exhausted from this whole nightmare. This will be my last update as I'm done. I came here seeking help and advice to find a way to mend a mistake I made with a trusted friend, but it turns out that the last 7 years have been built on a lie. I'm effing done. With Mary, with everything. I don't want to see her again. I know she can afford her own place, so I don't feel bad about kicking her out. I don't care what she does now. I just know that I don't want her around anymore. I think I'm going to book myself some therapy sessions after all of this crap. It's not a happy update, but it's the only conclusion I've got. Thank you to everyone for all the advice you've given me over the many updates. I appreciate all of it. I'm sorry it's not cheerful, but I just hope I can move on from all this.
But this is why I said I couldn't say anything. Something felt off, and I didn't know what.
I'll let Diaz have the last word. So
What
let
did
me
you
just say
call
this is there are certain people in this world I despise, have no respect for you, probably never again. I've said this before on this show. Stop yelling out racism when there's no racism going on, because that's the reason why racism gets watered down.
Oh.
Stop using dramatic events, made up dramatic events for your self-worth. Because when traumatic events really do happen, it becomes a, well, maybe, well, what if, well, we don't know the whole story. Well, let's just wait a bit till we get the full truth. I don't know why you did it. I mean, we can make it as simple as you're a manipulative liar. You seek attention that much. You're a narcissist. You're a compulsive liar. Whatever. I'm not even in the mood right now after listening to this story to try to use these big words on you. I'm really not. But I'm sick of people like you. There are people who really do go through everything that you have said. Every lie that you said, there are people who really did go through it. And you basically used it as a joke. I don't care what your reason is. That's why I said I'm not in the mood to psychoanalyze this. I'm just not.
I don't think it was a joke.
Not I mean,
I don't think she could help herself. That is an opinion.
Yeah, I get it. I just don't like you.
There.
So
all right, move on. Move out. Move on.
Go ahead, Theo.
Man, long ass story. You know what I'm saying? If it's a true story, I mean, hey, thank y'all for giving us content to be able to talk about and have our fun side conversations with. But other than that, man, what the hell wrong with y'all, man? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. This is if it's real. Because I'm like, what, putting all your business in the street like, I don't even care. I just don't care. But everything I said, I still stand on that. And the reason why is because what this story ends up doing, this story, let's say the story is true. Stories like this create a warped sense of reality. It basically creates a permission structure for people to spy on each other and to dig into everybody's stuff. And this one time, it uncovered some mess. But look at all you did to get there. You played junior detective in somebody else's life, bringing in a bunch of people outside and all this other stuff, and it happened to end this way. But if you create this kind of a permission structure, well, we gotta make sure this don't happen to me. It ain't gonna turn out like this, folks. This ain't how it's gonna turn out, y'all. You know, so that's why I still stand on what I stand on, man. Look, you pay attention to what's going on. You did get hustled. I feel you on that. Definitely go get you your therapy because you're gonna need it because this is serious, right? Because it's gonna mess with trust issues and the whole nine, you know. But I don't know, dog. It's I don't know. You know, this person, I'm not gonna sit here and psychoanalyze. You know, I can't stand a lie. I can't stand lies. Liars make me very angry. Uh, at the same time, you figured it out. You kicked her out. Go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
All right, Anna. Last word for the hour.
I can't really think of much else. Is yes, stand behind everything that we said earlier. This does feel a little bit like a real or not. Um, yeah, there are support groups. There are therapists. Go find yourself someone to talk to. You will need it, and you seem to need that in your life. So I wish you well.
Even without being hustled, you need that therapy because
You
half
done
that you
real
started
deep.
walking, huh?
Because
You
you done
overshare.
I'm saying not the liar. I don't care what happened to the
The
liar. I'm
overshare,
talking
yeah.
about the poster. That person need therapy anyway. I'm
Yes, she does.
saying after being hustled the way that she was, definitely go get you some therapy because you need to be able to trust again. And but you got issues. Whoever you are, if you ever come across this, you got issues because you went to the nth level. Talking about, well, why are you so mad at me? I don't understand. So mad at me. Hey, do you know why she's mad at me? Why is she mad at me? I don't understand why she's mad at me. Someone help me understand why she's mad at me. Man, what is wrong with you? Where's your self-confidence, bro? Look, get you some help.
All right, everybody. That is our first hour of my birthday show. And I forgot to let y'all know. I mean, I said it slightly during the show. This is officially
Your
our
birthday?
fourth. So I know you said happy birthday. This is our fourth season of Saturday Night Live
Saturday Night Vibes.
Yeah.
/ Radical Truth to Power. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm giving more respect. This is the fourth season of Radical Truth to Power. It is the flagship show. It's the show that started everything. This is the more lighthearted show. But Radical Truth to Power is the flagship show. It's the reason why I started all this. It's the reason why I was going to continue to do this. This is the fourth season. I appreciate over the 4 seasons the countless subscribers that we have, the commenters that we have had, this group of people that we've had on the show, from Tracy to Dash to the background of Foxy to just everybody. Mama Hard.
Javier. Javier. Javier.
To everybody else. That's the
I
sterling
regret
part.
nothing.
So we're gonna go ahead into the second hour, and we got a bigger crowd than we had when we first began. So let me go ahead and tell you what we have in the second hour. We have a full slate of Am I the A-hole, positive story of the week, Mafia video of the week, and of course Foxy's video of the week. So 3-minute break, 4-minute break, honestly, to reboot and refresh, because just in case you missed it at the beginning of the show, I have to play it again. 4-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday, Marlon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Marlon.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, finally. I wanna be free.
never actually do yourself a favor if you actually try to start a show. Try to stop working on the show while the show is going on. It never works out in your favor. It just doesn't. We are back to the second hour of the show. Welcome back. It's my birthday. I'm allowed to be weird, Anna. Don't be like that. And I still don't even think I got it right. So who knows what I'm doing. But let's go ahead. And as always, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth to Power tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go ahead and finish the series, Plessy v. Ferguson, the birthplace of separate but equal. Please do not forget to Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, Borelli, etc. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. Okay. Y'all gonna have to give me a minute here because I'm really messing up here.
Birthday superstar, though, going through those ads and all that.
I think I got it now. See, this is the deal I keep saying about y'all making these jokes about Javier. I tried to put these shows together and I do the best I can with the limit mentality that I have. That's the best way I can possibly say it. Let's see what we got in. Are you doing a show next week or not? Since it's the last week of the month, also WrestleMania will be the weekend afterwards. Parker, funny you should say that. Yes, we are. We are doing a show next weekend. I know it's the last weekend of the month, but we are doing a show next weekend. And Parker, you're very smart, or you just know me too well. The reason that we're doing a show next weekend is because WrestleMania weekend is the week after, and that is the weekend that we're taking off.
Well,
sorry, not sorry, but it's very
Anna,
rare.
did you get the message?
No.
Oh,
The son I wish I had just figured it out. Yeah.
WrestleMania.
There you go, Parker.
The mania of wrestling. Wrestling extravaganza.
Look, I'm very dedicated to the show. I have
Big men in little underwear.
I proved that. But even I have my outlets, so to speak, and professional wrestling is my outlet. It's very rare. Even on some of the other bigger shows, I still have done this show, even on the other bigger shows, but WrestleMania is the biggest wrestling show of the year. So, yeah.
Is that the one that's still under Vince McMahon? I mean, I know he's gone, but I mean, it's his empire, right?
No, he's gone. But
I know he's gone, but I mean, he built it.
That's what you're asking. Yes, he started it.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to know because I always find it interesting. This is not attacking wrestling as a sport or entertainment venue, but like, if we found out Jeffrey Epstein had something, and would we tear down everything Jeffrey Epstein did because he's a monster? Like R. Kelly's a monster. Now can't nobody play R. Kelly music. I still like TP2 and Chocolate Factory, but I try not to play him because he's a monster, right? Who the other one? Who's another one that got thrown off? Cosby. They pulled all his shows off.
Cosby.
Right, Cosby.
You know,
Yeah.
But you
the
know what
dude.
throws me is, but you know what throws
Uh,
me the most is, but you won't throw away Rick James. And if you know the story of what
no,
Rick
hey, why are we
James,
bringing up Rick James? Why are we bringing up Rick James? The man wasn't even in. And
what?
ain't nobody even. I'm just saying, ain't nobody even mentioned Rick James before just now. But I get what you're saying though.
It's
It's
a
it's, it's the
category.
it's the selective nature of all this because it's like basically what is it that Vince McMahon is most known for? WWE, WWF, right? So he ran an empire doing these horrible things to women, and yet we aren't tearing down that empire. Fox News, it had that dude who did the stuff. That's why his ass got kicked out of there, right? They had a little ripple, but they didn't get rid of Fox News because it made too much money. But you go and you find these other cats, and we will destroy everything that they've ever touched. All their work product is garbage because they're garbage. But we have this selective thing where we're like, well, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that one over here because I like this too much. This is interesting.
I don't know how to answer that because I literally do understand why you say it. So I'm just gonna give a stab at it.
I
That's
know we
basically
like it. That's why, because you like what you like,
yeah.
and you
Yeah,
defend what you like, and if you don't like the other thing, then you're not going to have that kind of defense,
yeah.
which
It's pretty much
is hypocritical.
it's the popularity of what it is. It's when it came to Cosby.
Cosby show gave us so much. Bill Cosby has given us so much. He has built more black entertainment opportunities than anybody before him. And maybe, no, period. I don't think anybody's even gotten to his level yet as far as just creating new talent coming through, new black talent, giving them an opportunity and everything like that. Nobody else. Tyler Perry, he's in the discussion. Not Marlon, the elder Marlon, the elder Wayne, I mean. He's in the discussion. But nobody did it like Bill. But Bill is a rapist. So we destroy all that. The taint is on everything, even though it messed up all these other people's careers because of how much people were angry at Bill. But this cat, the rich white man, well, we'll just get rid of him. Because I like what I like. Fox News, I just like what I like. NFL football, I just like what I like.
Yeah.
That's why. See, that's one of the things that always annoys me. I know it's what humans are, it's what we do, but it still annoys me. I can't stand hypocrites, and these are the ones I have to kind of let go because it's kind of the proclivities of being a human being, especially how you can't stand on every damn thing, but it's just.
I'm just kind of wondering the dichotomy of Marlon gets very uncomfortable when you get anywhere near sex, anywhere near procreation, but two men in underwear, cool.
Because they're not participating in a sexual act. See what I'm saying? Unless you really get into the history and you start looking at Greco-Roman wrestling and some of the stuff that goes on and all that stuff, and what brings you forward into it, and but that's not why people are watching it. They're actually watching it because it's like a comic book character.
Oh, hell's no!
So here you go.
No.
I just stood up for him. Watch, listen to this.
No, hell no! You and Anna ain't gonna get away with what you just said. Hell no.
Well, I said that wasn't true.
I have not been discomfort about sex on here. I am not discomfort about it forever. I'm the one who actually put the stuff on the show, so why would I be discomfort about it? No, that's what I'm not discomfort about. I have discomfort with this cleaning under chastities and piggyback rides from out of the blue and
So you don't like piggyback rides, dog?
oh,
Wow.
don't play me like that. You went far and beyond
No,
piggyback.
I didn't. Actually, I didn't.
With the
You,
holy
what I said was weird. But what you did was you took it and made it sexual. My story wasn't
I
sexual.
didn't
My story was just weird. You took it to
I'm trying to make it sexual. It just came out sexual.
when I told that story, and guys, go back and watch the video. I was not being sexual at all because these are two people I work with and I love. I wouldn't be
I'm
sexual at
talking
all.
about heat rash, and that's not sexy. No.
But no, two grown men, covered in body oil in their underwear, wrestling and rubbing on each other and kicking each other and doing stuff. It's just, But like I said, the people who primarily are watching that level of wrestling fight like that, they're not even thinking about it. Like, even though that's a very clear undertone that's in there. That sexual tension and homosexuality, all this stuff it's right there. But that's not why they're watching. They're watching it like a comic book story. These are real life comic book characters playing out action roles. And that's what they do. This is their theater.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. You will be amazed at when people tell me, when they ask me, I ain't gonna say tell me, when they ask me, you still watch wrestling? And the first thing that pops in my mind, tell me what happened in the last Marvel movie. Oh, the last thing I like. Okay, before you even tell me, wrestling ain't real, you do realize there's no dude wearing underwear outside of their suit and flying around with a cape on. You do realize
But
that's
here's the
not real.
difference. Here's the
No, wait,
difference.
let me finish. But this is the deal, what I say about wrestling. It isn't particularly the physicality of it. It's an important part of it, but not quite, not to everybody. You could be one of the greatest wrestlers on the face of the planet. But if I don't have a story behind why I should care, what was his name? Jim Cornette said it better. He's a promoter from years ago. You have to have three things to be successful in wrestling. Who are you? Why should I care? And why should I continue caring? In other words, that's how you gonna get people to pay money to come far away to sit in the seat and watch you wrestle. Who are you? Why should I care? And why should I continue to care? In other words, I'm a story type person. Why should I care that these two people are wrestling? I don't care that you're big and muscular, blah, 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 blah. I don't. Because why should I care?
Part of the draw of the Ultimate Warrior was the fact that he was bigger than life. Part of the draw of Andre the Giant was he literally was bigger than life. Part of the draw of Hulk Hogan is he's like 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Like that is part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
I hate to say this to you, but that's for people who hasn't kept up with wrestling. Because after that, Vince McMahon, sorry, but he was correct though when I said this. Vince McMahon started going towards let's be more realistic. So
that's because they got in trouble for all the drug issues. Let's be real. That's why they got in trouble with all the drug issues and the CTE and people snapping and killing their family members. Remember that? Remember that chapter? So it wasn't like he was magnanimous and had an epiphany. He's tired of getting sued.
It started going towards smaller wrestlers like Bret Hart, smaller wrestlers like Shawn Michaels, smaller wrestlers like well, those were the big two.
That's because and also because they realized what you just were laying out. People are there for the theatrics. So you don't have to
And
be a
there's actually a
steroid and
story with.
it's a soap opera. Okay. Here's wrestling in my
I don't
case.
want.
It's
Wrestling
a
re-
physical opera.
wrestling is a stage play with violence, right? So you can have many little stage plays and many different scenes, and they don't even have to be tied together. You get the violence, which men we for some reason and some women are really attracted to the
Yeah,
violence thing, right?
yeah.
But then you also get the intrigue, right? Because they pretend like they're backstage and nobody knows what's going on, and we're watching them argue with each other and slap each other and spit on each other and stuff like that. Like nobody, it's like you take Maury Povich or whatever the other dude, and you take wrestling and you put them together, and here you go.
Jerry Springer, are you meaning?
There you go. That's the guy. Yeah,
Those guys.
it's like that kind
Oh
of thing.
wow. Is a okay.
So
Okay.
you get all the mess
I'm not even
and
gonna lie
you get
about
some
that
of the
one. That's
excitement.
literally what it is. It literally that's what it is. But I still say it's physical soap opera. It's a physical soap opera.
Yep.
It's a never ending storyline until it ends with another storyline.
And
Do
then if they
you
like
fill
you enough,
in?
they just recreate your story.
Do you ever fill in any kind of? Do you flesh out the story at all in your mind, Marlon, or just is it straight what they give you?
Depending.
It's mostly
There
the first one.
are people who I trust enough that I know, hey, this is gonna be a good storyline. And then there are people who just like, this storyline makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So why are we even doing this? Could you please end it? This
Okay.
is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Please stop. And then their storylines is just really fantastic. The
Like
Roman
the Rock
Reigns,
storyline.
bloodline storyline that's literally went on for 2 years straight is fascinating. However,
Okay.
having said that, I now want it to come to an end because you have, just like anything else, you have jumped the shark. Or just in case Parker is watching, I'm gonna let you know this. The Rock is wrestling at WrestleMania. I actually do not give a damn. I truly, honestly don't care. I just don't. The Rock has his place in wrestling. I appreciate all he did. But let's move on with let us just plug in this. It's the equivalent of Stone Cold Steve Austin is coming. Great. Stone Cold is like 60 years old. What the hell are he gonna do? Call crap? I don't
Same thing
care.
they brought back Ric Flair, and the same thing that these guys need money.
About Ric Flair. I don't care. I don't. I just don't.
Yeah, that's a shame, Marlon. That means I'm more of a wrestling fan than you are.
No, because here's the deal. What I figured out about wrestling a long time ago. One thing that you have to keep in mind about wrestling is that you're always, regardless, if you're the unselfish one, you are laying the groundwork for the next generation. Yes, the baseline of it is you go in, you do your best, you hope you become a star, you hope you become a legend, you make as much money as you possibly can, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that. But the real deal is Father Time is undefeated, and you know your time frame is going to come to an end. Please bow out graces.
Nah, it's just like boxing, bro.
I
Just like
love the
boxing.
Undertaker. I enjoy the Undertaker. I enjoyed every match he's ever had at
Undertaker,
WrestleMania.
like
I don't want to
85
see
years old.
Undertaker ever again.
Man, like 80 years old.
I don't ever want to see him ever again. I don't ever want to see him wrestle ever again. Ever. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, never again. I'm cool with it. You was great. Don't want to see you again.
But see, that's it. See. Here's the thing. Because it's the same problem that I have with any athletic endeavor. The fans, if we're honest with ourselves, we don't care about none of these people. They're just gladiators in the ring. and you go out there and you do whatever you need to do to keep me entertained, and I'll buy my snacks and I'll get my pay per view or whatever it is I'm doing. Just go out there entertain me. I don't care what happens to you, and that's the reality. Because the reason these people are still wrestling when they're old is because they still need money. Their contracts were not fair to them. They don't have adequate medical care, right? Because this sport takes so much away from them physically. It happens to football players, boxers, and wrestlers all the time.
I think
You
all
got
sports
boxers,
Yeah.
yeah, but some sports
in way.
like baseball, you there until you can't be, right? Unless you're a pitcher. A pitcher burns out fast. But the rest of them can stay in the game for quite some time, or at least they used to. Now they just push you out faster.
Yeah.
NBA, you're not even there very long. Unless you're the franchise player, your career is like 4 years old, 4 years long, right? So yeah. But when you're talking about wrestlers, more when I worked at a bank, there was a guy who worked for I don't even know I want to say he worked for the WWE, but he had a contract with the WWE. All right. And I say it that way because he wasn't one of your marquee players. Right? He was one of the ones that his job was to come in and lose, in a manner of speaking. Like he would get in there and his
Jobber.
script was he getting beat up. He's a
Oh,
jobber.
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
right. But these are the guys who they're making what $1,000 maybe, and they get out there. And so a normal Joe, $1,000 is a week's worth of work, right? But these guys have to constantly stay in the gym, constantly work out. Some of them are on taking certain supplements that might not be illegal, but they're doing damage to their liver and their kidneys, and then they're doing all this for that hope that they might catch fire and become the next Rock, right? To get that real contract, the one that you have a whole writing staff that develops my character and does the writing, all that. They all fighting for that coveted spot. But
Right.
the reality is, here's your money. You still can't make rent. Your body's getting beat up and broken down. But we don't care. We're just gladiators. As they said to LeBron James, shut up and dribble.
Yeah, we have to.
That's why I don't
Now,
like football.
I do have a counterpoint to that, though. I do. Because we can always sit there and say exactly what you said there. But when you go into watching these people, they're there for entertainment. That's why I can't. It's oh God, how can I say this?
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
still
sound
will
bad, bro.
always look at the character of the person compared to the talent that person has.
What do you mean?
When it comes to sports,
Say it again.
I'm not following.
I care more about the character of the person they are than the talent they have, especially when it comes to sports.
But you don't get to see that.
Can I finish?
There's a delay. On our side, there's a delay. So I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. So when I say that is I get so pissed off, so to speak. And granted, I'm not using the outlier of the fans and everything who acting like a-holes. That's not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the athletes who are just arrogant and self-centered, and it's all about them and what I can do, and don't you know who I am and everything else. And it goes to all of entertainment. Sorry, didn't even mean to say sports. All of entertainment, sports entertainment, actors, producers, models, everything else. It all comes to that. I just always want to just go to them and go, but you do realize you're really entertainment. You also realize as soon as you don't entertain us anymore, we're done. So why are you acting like you're better?
So that's
You
very
are entertainment.
see. Okay, I'm gonna pause you because I get what you're saying, but I guarantee you somebody misconstrued what you just said. See, here's the thing. What you said, the words you were using, is very dehumanizing to these people. See, so you are entertainment. Okay, so that means we don't care what happens to you, right? In
No,
fact, not only, but see, here's the attitude that flows behind it. This is the real attitude that flows behind it. We don't think that you deserve what you get for being entertainment, right? Like I go to work every day. I got to deal with coworkers I don't like. I got to deal with a schedule I don't want, and blah blah blah. And I'm just barely making it day to day. And here you are. You get to play make believe and make millions of dollars. So, oh, cry me a river that they made you lose 10 pounds in a week, right? That's what people do to these entertainers. But the thing is, and then also one of the things you brought us about the arrogance, right? Like I'm better than you. But in a way, they are. And the reason why I say that they are is because we make them that way, right? We elevate them. So how dare you elevate someone and then blame them for looking down on you? You put them up there. And then on top of that, athletes, entertainers, models, a whole nine. To be that one that we know, right? Think about it. Imagine being somebody that everybody knows your name. You know, you beat out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, let them go with models. You won all these little pageants when you were a teenager. You won more pageants when you were a young adult. You won. You had to beat out all these other beautiful and talented people to get in this magazine or get on this video or get in this movie or whatever. You really are amazing because by the numbers, you beat out millions of people to get your spot. Now, given that I have beat millions of people to be in my spot, yeah, darn right I'm going to be a little bit arrogant. In fact, what will help me make more money is if I cannot be arrogant and still find a way to be humble, because then that'll feed the story and you'll elevate me a little bit more. But the ones who are arrogant, we get mad at them because we're like, he thinks she's better than us. He is. Quantifiably, he's better than you. He's got more money, got more assets, he's got more privilege. He lives an entire life different than you could even dream of. He's better than you. Okay? But we don't want to look at it that way. We want to look down on them in the Coliseum and say, no matter how great you think you are, you still here to dance for me. And that's the dichotomy that flows. You know, and it's rough. It's rough because it's wrong for us to dehumanize these people because they got an entire real world, real life, real personality. They deal with heartache and heartbreak just like all the rest of them. They just got more money to deal with. And it's hard for them and then it's not right with them because they got all this money that they only get because we need an escape. The least they could do is use some of that money to help other people. So we judge them on that part. It's a whole convoluted mess. Like there's no clean hands.
You know, the one thing that I can say is about this show. One, nobody reminded me, so I'll just provide my own doggone self.
Bro, you said it 3 times coming into the hour.
Wow.
And two,
it's okay if a banner isn't running a day or two or weeks or it's okay.
I don't feel that's right. Number two, you notice about this show 4 years straight. 4 years straight. And me and Anna talked about this the other day. I know we was joking, but it is so true. The bus that's taking you to the airport so you can fly the plane that's going to take you to the ship that barely made it to England before it run out again. Anybody that watches our show and does not see the beginning of our conversation would have no idea what the end of our conversation is talking about. And somehow, some way, if you watch the whole thing, It just flows. It just does. It just literally and utterly makes sense.
I mean, we just spent 30 minutes talking about wrestling.
Yeah,
But
we really did. We really did. So I'm stopping
in
everybody.
that we talked about humanity. We talked about
Check
the
that.
duplicity of people. We talked
Thank
about, all
Yes.
kinds of things.
Yeah. We're
And men in underwear hugging on each other.
Yep.
regardless of what I say, I'll say it again. Yes, we are that good. Am I the a-hole? And because that we was going so doggone much into the humanity of the world, I'm gonna have to move a little quicker. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my wife? By the way, let me preface something. This is our 4th season. I have plenty of people watching the show right here and right now. This is a test. 4 seasons. This is a test. The question is, what is missing?
Title of our next story is I, 33 male, yelled at my wife, 29 female, when she asked me to do something. Now she refuses to rely on me. I did post this on relationship subreddit, but I know they tend to stick up for women more, so I wanted to post here as well to get a more unbiased opinion. A few nights ago, I was completing something for work in my office while my wife was cooking dinner when she comes into my office with a jar to open, which is a regular occurrence, and she finds it difficult most of the time. Plus, I like opening them for her. I'm not bothered, except for tonight because I needed time to finish what I was doing and not be disturbed. When I told her I needed to not be disturbed, she pleaded again that it would only take a second. It made me extremely annoyed that she wasn't listening to me, and, not proud of it, of course, I yelled at her to get out of my face and my office, and a few more things that I don't really want to repeat because it makes me feel guilty. She left immediately, abandoned dinner plans, and just ordered in takeout. I apologized the next morning after she avoided me the whole night, and she seemed fine, addressing that she shouldn't have bothered me and should have left immediately when I said no. Now she never lets me help her with anything. If she needs something heavy lifted, she'll do it herself no matter how long it takes. She's moved important things from the top shelf to the bottom, so she doesn't need to ask me to get them. She's learned how to open bottles and jars by herself without my help. The last straw for me was when she opened a bottle of wine by putting it in a shoe and tapping it against the wall since she can't use a bottle opener. I questioned as to why she never asked for my help when she obviously needed it. She said that the incident we had got her thinking that she needed to be more self-reliant and that my being unavailable all the time was unrealistic. And that my being available all the time was unrealistic and needed to learn that now. I assumed she was still upset over my yelling at her and let her be, but it's still irritating me a lot. How can I assure my wife that she really can rely on me for things she can't do and that she's not alone? I've tried talking to her, but she absolutely won't budge, and I think she's still holding resentment from what happened.
So, I wouldn't call it he's a butthole. What I put this is how I put it. I framed it in the terms of leadership, right? As you learn to, hopefully you try to learn to be a better leader. So she saw you as a leader and she deferred to you as such. And you probably had some issues all building anyway. And you probably kept saying things to her about she needs to be more independent or whatnot. And I'm talking to myself here too, because I've had to go through these things. But you got to be careful, especially when you're a leader, because you can teach someone to be more self-sufficient, or you can push someone to be more self-sufficient. So if you're teaching someone to be more self-sufficient, now they're going to be able to step up in the times that you can't step up, or if you have to defer, or there's just things that they're better at than you are, and you say, hey, this is you own this, right? That's teaching. But if you forcing someone to become more self-sufficient, you are actually teaching them how not to need you anymore. And that is a smooth path to them leaving you. Because some of the things they needed you for, you're too busy to do that for them. Or you resent them asking you to help them with that. So you say, no, you need to do it. Or I don't feel like doing it. Oh, you do it. Okay. I'm gonna learn how to do this myself. I'm gonna learn how to do that myself. It wasn't that I couldn't do this. I just chose not to because you were better at it. But yeah, I'll do that too. And then they look around and they say, wait a minute, what do you really add to me anymore? And you can end up on that path really quick. So I say that in the framework of leadership because you need to lead your people, your children, your wife, your husband, whatever. You need to lead them in such a way to be strong in the event that you can't be strong or you can't be present. But don't ever make them feel like they have to find a way to function without you when you're there. That's to me that's a dangerous move.
Okay. Before I get to Anna, what was missed?
What was this? I don't know what was this.
All right.
I know you
Anna?
said to look for what was missed, but I'm like, you told a story. This is a story.
Okay. Anna?
What was missed was a guy throwing a steak to a closed window.
Oh, I missed that part. I completely missed the whole part of that story.
Was not in the story at all.
No, you said, what does the story miss? And I'm saying it misses a guy who throws a steak at a closed window, like the other story.
Now that story I remember, but I was thinking you saying like this was like, because like I zoned out part of the story because when they get to doing the little talking thing, my brain shuts down a lot of times. Sorry, Marlon, it's true. So I thought that I just missed some piece.
No,
No.
sorry.
No.
I thought we were hunting for the missing piece.
Okay. So, and nobody is saying anything in the comments, so they don't know either. And I'm just gonna let you know.
I just don't know your context here.
Yeah, we're missing.
I'm gonna give you the context. I'm gonna give you the context right now by saying I am wholeheartedly disappointed in this panel. The people of the wait a minute, we got a comment. Let's see. No, you just still talking about the wine. And a couple of minutes behind, but in the order to open a wine bottle, she put it in a shoe and she tapped it up against the wall. I'm sorry, but I honestly don't know how that will work. I couldn't figure that crap out in a million years
So
either.
the reason why she would do that, here's why you would do it. So she's not coordinated or strong enough to do the corkscrew thing with the bottle because he mentioned she can't open the bottle. So this is obviously a cork situation, or yeah, it's probably a cork situation. So by putting it in the shoe, you now have it padded and insulated in such a way that you can beat it against the wall, and that shakes it up and loosens it up and builds pressure underneath it. So now she's able to easier get the top off. That's what that is. It's actually kind of smart.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Well,
Kind of
anyway,
like you ever had a jar, like a jar of pickles? You turn it upside down and you hit it on the bottom, and now you can open the top.
Yeah.
Same principle.
But that wasn't it though. I'm so disappointed. I really am. Not really, but you know I got to make it as dramatic as I possibly can for the show. I'm so disappointed in this panel and the people that's watching.
That's a way to keep your fan base, buddy.
I have literally sat here for the longest time and said, please pay attention not only to what is said, but what not said. You all missed the part where he said, shut up and get out of my face. But you also forgot the part where he said, and a couple of other things that I don't want to repeat
Yeah.
because it's embarrassing to me. That's the part you missed. What did you say before I even remotely say you were a-hole or not? What was that part of the story that you are admitting from the whole story? What did you say?
Okay.
Well,
there's no way for us to have answered that for you.
Here is what was said.
OP revealed in comments what he felt guilty about saying to his wife. Finally, because I was going to say, you can't really ask for our opinion here of what happened if you're not telling us everything that happened. If you say there are more things that I'm embarrassed to say here because it makes me look bad, that's the part that we need to know about. But apparently, revealed it. Comment from Redditor in response to OP. You wouldn't open a jar for your pregnant wife who was cooking you dinner and called her a see you next Tuesday and a biatch? What? Hold on. Where do you get off yelling at anyone like that, let alone your wife? Time out, let alone your pregnant wife. Boop. And honestly, good for her for realizing it's easier to do shit by herself instead of possibly facing your wrath. Maybe this was the one-time thing, but check your temper because nothing you were doing in your office is worth making someone you supposedly love feel bad. I would add on to that, nothing you were doing in your office could be worth making someone you supposedly love feel that.
Yo, this sound like this is a new term. It's a new term for me. I just learned this last week. This sound like some trad wife stuff. This.
Oh no.
This. Sorry, y'all. This white folk problem. Because in all my years, I'm not saying it ain't said. I'm not saying it ain't said because our cultures have overlapped quite a bit. Abuse is not local to any group. Nobody has a patent on abuse. Everybody do that stuff. But the C word, that's not our word. Like, I personally not known a brother who uses that word. Not at least not before the last couple of years when it became more vogue. Yeah, dog. You don't call your woman that. I don't care what the situation is. You don't call your woman that. I don't understand where that word even comes. I know what it stands for, but it's just wild to me. That word, I'm sorry, I'm fixated on that word. Right? Someone help me. Anna, maybe you can help somebody help. I do accept that is a horrid word to say to a woman. Because we've deemed it to be so. But a woman can call a dude a dick. Ain't nobody tripping off that. Right? We'll say that it was rude because it was intended to be rude. But you can call a dude a dick and ain't nobody gonna sweat. Ain't nobody gonna sweat that. Call a woman a C word, which is the woman's area down in the groin area. Yeah. And it all hell break loose. How is it that the treatments are different? I'll tell you why. Ask and answer. Because men don't have as much protection socially as women do when it comes to terminology. We're not protected that way. But women aren't protected physically in a social dynamic the way men are. So it's an imbalance. So yeah, you can't use that word. So dude, you called your woman a word that is totally just cruel. Like you chose to come at her, like how you say it. All right, this is how we say it. I don't know how y'all say it, but this is how we say it. You came at her like you ain't know her.
You came out to her like you don't like her.
No, not even that you don't like her. There's a way you come at somebody that you don't even know. Like, you mean nothing to me. So I'm gonna come at you because I don't even know you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cut you straight to the quick. You ain't nothing to me. I could spit on you as fast as I could slap you. You ain't nothing. That's how you came at your woman.
You're pregnant, woman.
Well, see, now here's my thing. I don't like that we take that part and put it in there because he didn't physically touch her, so her being pregnant is almost irrelevant to the story. The problem here is he dehumanized and attacked a woman he's supposed to love. Whether she was pregnant or not pregnant, it is the same level of wrong. That she's pregnant does not elevate this. Not to me, because it's just words.
It elevates it to me.
There are hormones at play that could be sending her.
She could have a harder reaction because of the hormones. But my point is him saying it, because that's where we at. Him saying it, whether she's pregnant or not, the viciousness of the words are what they are. Now, if he says something about her being pregnant, like you pregnant C word, now, right? You put that in there. But what he did is he just attacked her. We then layer onto it like as a contributing factor that she's pregnant. But that really, what did that add? You still attack the woman.
Foxy said in the background as we was talking, and sorry, I'm gonna go to radical truth to power real quick. She said it, and I believe it. I can call her the C word, and she'll probably look at me and go, "What? What? What are you talking about? That's not an insult."
It has no cultural reference to us.
But if I call her the B word,
that has a cultural reference to us.
That's going to be a fight. It literally is. It's going to be a fight. And yeah, I get what you're saying. I hate to say this. I hate to say it like this because, Theus, I really do not want to go back and forth with you on this. But let me just go ahead and get it out my point because I know you're going to push back on it. The memory of when I say I do not like the N-word being used regardless of what you're saying. I don't like it, period, as a bad thing. I don't like it as a greeting. I don't like it as an insult. I don't like it as a dude, buddy, bro. I just do not like the word because I know what the freaking word came from and what its usage was for. So I feel the same thing with the word B. Literally, I don't care.
The word what?
The B word. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
The B word. Sorry. The B word. I said it wrong. Sorry. The B word. I don't care if you use it. Now, granted, if you sit there and call me one, I'm just going to look at you like, you need to put your glasses on. Something wrong. But still, my point is, that word is also used in the same realm as a greeting, as trust me, you're freaking shaking your head like you want to.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking what you were saying a second ago.
It ain't even funny.
No, I was saying before that. You're right, 100%. I'm with you there. I thought you were on the same path you were on a second ago. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's just. Blah 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 blah. B, are you serious? It's like, what?
So basically, the C word is a replacement for the B word. It's the word used mainly in white circles, right? So, but they carry the same. They carry a similar connotation. You are removing the fullness of what a person is and bringing them down to a certain level, right? Yep. Like you're telling a woman that all that you are, you're no more than that sits between your legs, right? Like that's what happens when you say that. And then on the Black community, saying the B word has been watered down so much that now it just matters on who's saying it and how it's being said. It's like the N word now, right? So you can have a group of sisters together and they like B, and then all about what's the inflection and the tone and the usage and all that. But then let a dude walk in and be like, B, we got a whole new dynamic that has just entered the room, right? And then for like me, you, and Foxy, we come from a time where the B word was maximum impact, right? If you say
Yes,
you call a black woman the B word back then,
that's the one. That the B
you
word was
got
the
a
final
problem
word.
with every dude that cares about her. Every dude that cares about her. Her uncles are coming, her cousins are coming, her dad is coming, everybody coming. You got it's just a problem. And that's if she ain't done messing with you first. Right? So but young people nowadays is different. The B word doesn't carry the connotation, just like the N word doesn't carry the same level of connotation. And one of the things that you were hitting on some, you know how people like take things in different ways. The B word is not all right. This is me speaking. This is not Radical Truth Power or Saturday Night Vibes or Marlon or Anna. This is me saying the B word is in no way being expressed as synonymous with being a female. It is not. It's just that when people use it, they use it to attack women. Now, and I'm saying that because there's one piece that when you were laying out your role, you kind of got close to a skid mark there, and I don't want nobody messing with my man. Um, and then the other thing you were saying to somebody, because it's when you said, if they call me a B, I'm like, put your glasses on. No, 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 no. Now you've equated gender to the term. That's what I'm talking about. But there is a way that the B word will make me, you, and any other brother I know react almost instantly. Put that word with a few other words.
Yeah.
Right? BAN, PAN. It's all on site. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how stuff is used.
I agree. I totally agree. It's. Oh, by the way, I just want to make this first of all, Radical Truth the Power agree with everything that Thea said, so I don't have no issue with that whatsoever. Second of all, I thank you, Thea, for not doing what I thought she was going to do. Appreciate it. Thank you very
What
much.
did I do?
Because
What did you think I was going to do?
I didn't want to get into a conversation with saying because we've all come to the conclusion, at least on this show, and I will fight anybody else on any other show about it. I did not want to come to any conclusion that any other word is on the same level as the N word. I was just saying how the two words was being used in such a just lucid way of a conversation. Please believe
100%
when I
with you,
tell
bro.
you the N word is on its level by itself.
But there's other words that sit on a similar tier with the N word. But those words are so clearly off limits that no one uses them. There are terms for our Jewish brothers and sisters. So off limits won't nobody come near it. There are terms for some of our Latino brothers and sisters. Also, so off limits, most people won't use it. Yeah. But that's that tier. Like you had like tiers of horrible terms. The N word should have the same level of reaction and protection as the words that would be used against some of our other communities. Unfortunately, it's not. And that's our fault and their fault.
The only thing I can add is that for me growing up, it didn't matter what swear word, derogatory word you used. It was wrong. It was bad. That was the whole vibe against a person. Now, coming out and saying like, "Oh man, sometimes life's a bitch." That was something totally different. So like, I grew up hyper aware. Do not fling words at people. I can't classify that a white thing. It's just how.
No, what you just described is part of being a decent human being. Words have power. That's why we have them. You know, there's certain words that I view to be words of violence, though. So that's that
Yes,
tier I was talking about. If you're
yes,
claiming those
there
words
are
that sit up there
absolutely.
in that tier, those are words of violence in my book. And if somebody puts their hands on you or does something to you, then to me, it's like that's all good because you hit them first when you use those particular terms. Um,
I
but then
understand.
anything below that, problems, still rude, still cruel, still all those different things. But those are fighting words. They don't necessarily mean that you now get to put your hands on somebody, right? So there's levels. There's levels to all of it. You know, you call me the
Yeah.
N word, it's on site. Whatever I do to you is what I do to you, right? You call me you call me a bitch or anything like that. Well, now we're just gonna argue, we're gonna squabble, we're gonna go back and forth, and but it may not ever come to anything of real. It's just two angry people yelling at each other. But like you were also saying, it's also how you use these things, right? Saying, even though it often gets missed in an argument, what you just said is stupid. That will hurt the other person's feelings or at least put them in a defensive mode. But you didn't call them stupid. You
Right.
said what they said was stupid. But if you tell a person you are stupid, now you dehumanize them and you got a whole nother issue on your hands. Right? You can only say that because you truly want to hurt that person.
I can speak on that last statement, then we got to move on. When I was in the military, that was actually one of the statements that I overheard, I guess you could say, by two training instructors, TIs, training instructors, that they will never say you stupid. They will say what your action was stupid, because they're going to make it completely clear that action that you did was stupid. When you say you stupid, you're saying regardless of anything that you do, it's going to come out being stupid. I'm attacking you, the person. You, the individual, is stupid. With anything that happens from this point on is going to wind up being stupid. You negated the action that was stupid. And even then, it has to be, to even use that word. I still don't like that word, but even then, for them to use a certain word like that, it has to be, stupid has to be connected to something dangerous that you did. You didn't have your weapon downfield. You didn't clear out everything before you stood up. You wasn't paying attention. Anything that's very dangerous, they would say, hey, that was stupid. I.e., you could have harmed yourself and others. You have been walking around with your shirt unbuttoned. Come on. That's not stupid. That's just, dude, button your freaking shirt. You know better.
What is it about that word? Because, like, you're not allowed. I mean, I understand. You don't describe a person as a thing, because people are people. But you can't. I mean, also, I don't think you can get too hung up on it in all cases, because then you spend time policing words and you never get anywhere. But dumb and stupid, in the way that it's, I don't know, this is probably outdated, but dumb was usually meant you couldn't speak, right? And stupid was more about cognitive ability. Huh?
Dumb was dumb. It was one of the things. Dumb did, yes. It used to mean that you did not speak. It was also your mental capacity.
Yeah, I agree.
It was written down in the medical record. So that's all.
And that's an excellent point. Also, like when people say, "Well, it's science." Science is not a thing. Science is a process. That's very important for people to make sure they always understand. Science is not a thing. It's not static, right? So just because something is said to be science, it could also be pseudoscience because it could be disproven later, or it was built on biases or built on all types of things, right? So they were saying dumb because you couldn't speak, because back then, as far as they're concerned, anything that took you out of being able to function like everybody else meant that you had to be somehow impaired. So they used that term. And then that term blossomed into your cognitive ability, right? Because they just continued down the path. And so that's it. That's why I know it's not a cool term. But at the same time, I don't think that, this is me, I don't think that dumb and stupid are two words that you really can get all that worked up about, except for how they're used and how they use. Because it's like playground kids fighting. You want them to use more accurate terms? I really don't want an 8-year-old using this kind of vocabulary that I use. I would much rather hear an 8-year-old call another kid a dummy than hear them call them a B, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Very
You know
different.
what? I literally can answer that question.
but it's still fighting words, right? But it's relative to age. What do you want to hear?
Yeah.
I can answer that question about the word stupid. And I'm literally taking it from my experience growing up. Okay. This is not scientific evidence or anything like that. I can tell you just growing up and then growing into 2024. When I grew up in the hood, stupid was always connected to the R word. Always. It was that much of a derogatory statement.
REGARD.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
It was always connected to that word. Because we used the R word so much that when you said the word stupid, it was connected, it was intertwined.
It was
Now, you
intertwined.
had friends and everything that knew, haha, you was joking and
But
everything like that. But
it was a lighthearted way of using that term, right?
yeah, but
So like when you kicking it with your boys, you're like, man, you stupid.
Yeah. When we used it as a jokingly haha type of thing, just like we used the R word as a haha thing, just
Yeah, I'm
like we
glad that one
use
got retired.
you gay on everything that we've said.
Yeah, I remember that.
On all that other stuff. Everything started intertwining to each other. So that's why when I sit here and say, in my own crusade, I kept saying, I'm trying to say, I want to separate the words. I get what this is said. I want to separate the word from you as derogatory using the all word and the derogatory connection to stupid to the all word. Because I have put on some Reddit stories where sometimes I just say, you're insensitive, you're entitled, you need mental health, you need to grow up. And then there are times when I literally sit there and go, no, you're none of those things. You are really just that stupid.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting how the vocabulary morphs and changes and all of that. But what I can't stand is this particular phase, man. And this is where I'm going to sound like some of your right wing people. Well, I can't stand this phase that we're in, where especially those of us on the proverbial left who are known for being more reasoned and logical. We know that words morph and usage changes and all of these different things, and by social agreement, certain terms get retired because we get more awareness, and it's time for that word to go. There's no more beneficial use of that word. Right? There's other ways to convey your message. We don't use it, right? Like the R word. And yet, we obsess with punishing people for terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things that people on the right always complain about. Like, I can't say anything because if I say something, it violates a rule. And it's like, first of all, the reason why it violates rules is because you're being an asshole. Okay? So Let's not pretend like you just being persecuted. But at the same time, can we work past the fact that the person is being a butthole in this particular term and get at what they're saying? Like, can we focus on what they're saying? Because sometimes people use the wrong terms, but they convey a message that makes sense. Let's debate the message. But no, in the midst of you making your statement and conveying your message, you use the R word, you use the N word, you use any number of these other words. And discussion's done, we're done, we're going right at you, and we're going to cancel you, and we're going to get you fired, and we're going to get you this, and we're going to get you that, and this. Even though the point they were making is it's not fair for these people to be in this particular situation, and we need to find a way to help them and with their education or putting money back into their communities or whatever. But in the midst of it, they use some words that we don't like. It's so weird to me. It's so weird.
There are definitely people who are way too hung up on words, the meaning of them 500 years ago. I guess to me, it greatly comes down to your intent.
Yep.
If you had no ill will meant, okay, we go on.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
okay
too.
for people to make mistakes.
But we don't let people make mistakes anymore. You have to come to us as a finished product. Like I remember a little old lady.
Yes
years
and
ago.
no. Yes, and the reason I say that is because while I started out with yes, there are the people out there that absolutely they police, and it gets to a point where there are those of us in whatever alternative community you want to assign us to, and we're not happy about being represented like that. Because okay, let's just use pronouns. My own niece was very went through a they stage, and she has reverted back just out of habit. And it's like, no, we've talked about this, and it's like she couldn't keep up with the mental switch that it would take to bring a plural word to a singular, the they, and she was just like, nah. And I realized, she's saying, I realized it wasn't that important to me. Like, these are conversations that I'm having with other adult people, and we get just as annoyed when people do not give space for mistakes because we make them ourselves.
Mm-hmm. But if it's our passion project, our passion issue, we don't allow for those mistakes. Like, for example, like one of the things you just kind of brought up, the they them thing, right?
Yeah.
You've heard me say this before. You got to be careful how we engage with each other because that's how you can turn an ally into an enemy, right?
Yeah.
I consider myself to be more aware than most. So I don't care. If you tell me that you identify as a woman and you look just like me, then fine. You a woman. I don't care because it doesn't have any impact on me. You didn't dilute my gender. You didn't dilute my life. You ain't changing nothing about me. In fact, by you saying what you said, that means you ain't even my direct competition for the things that I'm interested in anyway. So I don't care. No, we not the same competition. We not. We could both like women. We still ain't the same competition because the type of women that I gel with ain't the same women who gonna go for that. So there's no reason for me to be upset with you. There's no. We do not pose a threat to each other in any way, right? But given that, I don't feel comfortable. I'm not saying I don't because I really don't care about pronouns, but I don't care about pronouns because I don't care about pronouns as pronouns. Like I just don't care. So it isn't even on my list of things to be worried about. So if I see you and I say he or I say she, but you identify as them and you come at me, right? You don't just correct me. No, you come at me. No, I'm them, and you don't respond to me that way. Now, all the stuff you know about me, all the ways I go to bat for you on other issues, the fact that I'm more cool on many, many issues than most people you know, and the fact that you know me personally, so you actually know my spirit. You know who I am. You gonna come at me because I use the wrong pronoun? Oh, okay, bet it's on now, right? And that's what sometimes what we end up with in these discussions, because we will punish someone for not being where we are now, completely overlooking the fact that we were once not where we are now. We didn't always understand they, them, she, him, different tiers of gender fluidity. Everybody ain't on the same level at the same time. And if you go and attacking somebody because they come from some rural area where they haven't really had to deal with that much, but they're really understanding and accepting of you live your life, you do your thing. But I can't change my vocabulary on a whim because it's just to suit you. But I'm a bad guy? That's a problem.
No, you're not. You're not.
But those people get treated that way. Those people really do. They get treated like that quick.
I get it. And that's online a lot, but not in real life.
Happens in real life too. But yeah, online is a horrible place.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying like what I see, the interactions in person are a lot more forgiving than we are ever going to be allowing ourselves for online.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that, Anna? And this is, I don't think most people agree with me here, and I may be actually wrong. I think who we are online is more honest than who we are in person. See, in person, there are social conventions that we don't want to violate, and we don't want certain levels of awkwardness when we're in person. I'm not going to say certain things to you in person because I might have to stand for that. I might have to deal with you getting mad at me or other people around me getting mad. But when I'm online, I can just say it. You know what I'm saying? I can come right at it. And but people think it's the inverse. They think it's the opposite of that. They think that people are more honest in person than they are online. And I don't think so. I think being online just gives you the ability to be what you are.
I can say this to that, then, is. And I know no, I agree with it. I agree with it. But I know the end result is you don't care. I'm not saying you this, you don't care. The person that's doing it don't care. Do you know how you feel and you know how you act is wrong? Because we went through the 2020 pandemic where everybody who felt a certain type of way acted a plumb damn fool. Putting on a mask. You acted a fool. And I mean up to a fool of violence towards 70-year-old greeters at Walmart. You acted a plumb ass fool. That was the real you all along. And now that the world is opening up again, and now, as Biden would say, going back to the status quo, you now realize it ain't gonna be accepted anymore. So you convert it back to let me be that keyboard warrior. We've heard that term before, but I know I'm not going to get away with that shit in public.
Okay, building off of that, a little bit of a distinction. I think that, because I didn't say this very well, and what you just said helped crystallize a few things for me. Online, that is the real you turned up a notch, right? Because you get a little bit of yeah, you get the keyboard muscles, right? There's a part of you can amp it up just a little bit because you're on it, but it's still you. This is the stuff you wish you could say in public. And then in person,
you
though,
still get to hide behind anonymity of a certain sort.
Or distance, right? But
or distance, yes.
But in reality, in human interaction, that's a more subdued version of you, right? Still you just dialed it down a bit because you don't want, because there's social conventions and there's certain static you don't want. The point that you just brought out, where the online world connected with some of the people who went out and did these bullying and horrible things during the COVID time, I think was the two worlds clashing, personally, because the people who were spazzing out and doing those things, those were spasmodic people. Like, they were prone to acting out anyway. But then you had what layered on top of it was the digital space and the fever swamp that was being fed to them through their news channels, right? So it was like this person was already the kind of person who would go into a Walmart and yell at a 70-year-old greeter. But they didn't do it because social conventions kept them throttled just a little too low. But then you add on the fire and the fuel, and now they're more bold and they go do it. So you see what I'm saying? Like, the normal person, quote unquote normal person, they're subdued anyway in public. They might be a little more elevated online, but there you good. But the ones who sit in that gray area, those are the ones that get sparked off.
All right, everybody, we got to move on. It's getting late, and I'm trying to be nice because I know beyond the shadow of a doubt I ain't got to work Monday. So,
why you ain't working Monday?
Because it's still my birthday weekend.
Time off.
No, it's not your birthday weekend.
It certainly is.
Friday was your birthday weekend. Saturday was your birthday weekend. Sunday, birthday weekend. Monday, start of a new work week.
You know the good thing about life is, and you may have forgotten a long time ago. Don't need your
grown ass man. I got you. I'm sorry.
Don't need your approval.
Some calendars start on Sundays. Some calendars have 13 months.
Oh, did we find out that this year is a leap year?
Yes, this year is a leap year. And then, but like what Anna was saying, which is mad cool. I'm not gonna go off on the tangent too far because I don't know too much about it. But there's a lot of different calendars.
I love
we
that.
We just landed on the one that fits most neatly in the lunar schedule.
Well, my calendar says that it's part of my weekend.
It is your birthday weekend, though. It's yeah.
Yep. Today is part of your birthday weekend.
Take your headphones off. Out. Positive story of the week.
Thank you.
Days. I'm gonna play this video right now. It's from Dusty. We all know him. I play a lot of his videos. I played a video just a few minutes ago. to give you a background on what is going on, because I don't want anybody confused. Dusty, Dusty 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Very different men.
We look just like each other.
Totally.
It's the earlobe.
Totally. It's the beard. Dusty did a 24-hour YouTube live stream, 24 hours straight. So I'm going to play this video, and then I have a special announcement at the end of this video. So here we go.
The final story for this 24-hour live stream. Let's rock and roll. Am I the astronaut for making my boss do a 24-hour live stream? I have a feeling I know who this follower. Hey, Dusty, longtime follower who has been here from the start. I recently had a crazy idea. I, 31 male, work at a marketing agency. We have a badass team of creative individuals. And about a year and a half ago, my boss, let's call him Rusty. At this point, that's accurate. Created a TikTok account where he reads stories from Reddit. Over time, it grew like crazy. It has been a crazy ride, and we have built a great community of loyal and supportive followers. Their passion for my boss's stories and our team is second to none. After watching another internet personality do a 37-hour live stream, I had a thought. What if we did a 24-hour live stream? I thought this would be a home run idea to help grow our following on YouTube. Then it came time to pitch the idea to my boss, and my other boss, his lovely wife, let's call her Mandy. Naturally, Rusty was on board almost immediately, but he told me that I had to get Mandy on board. I knew that my best chance to get this approved would be to come up with a solid plan and organize it as much as possible. The planning ensued. Once I was able to get Mandy on board, we pitched it to the rest of the team, and they hesitantly joined in the planning process. We spent the following weeks doing prep work here and there, and I knew I had plenty of time to pull it off. Then all of a sudden I blinked and we only had a week to go. We had to compile 100 stories to read in 24 hours. Our awesome team, which includes, names changed to protect the innocent, Braden, Niles, Tessie, Blaine, and Mandy, worked hard to put together everything for Rusty's live stream. Our amazing group of followers and subscribers were on board and couldn't have been more supportive. It was a long day, night, and day again. Rusty and I somehow made it the whole 24 hours. We might have lost a few brain cells, but I think it was worth it. It showed the true power of not only our team, but really highlighted the amazing commitment that our followers have. Rusty handled it like a pro and made it the full 24 hours, read dozens of stories, and entertained thousands of people. He's a true rock star, and Mandy might want to strangle me while Rusty recovers, but I think it was a great adventure. So, Dusty, am I the astronaut for making my boss do a 24-hour live stream, or am I DFHB approved? Look at that. We got the DFHB approved here. Heck yeah. Nice work. Tony Spark, the maestro of this 24-hour live stream, everybody.
It was weird. That follower submission came through, and I don't know who that is. What a coincidence.
It's crazy.
What a coincidence that somebody else did a 24-hour live stream. That's crazy.
24 hours.
So here is my announcement. First time everybody hear it. Here is my announcement to everybody. That shit ain't never happened on a show.
Yes.
Ever. I am not staying up 24 hours to do a show. I have nothing in my body that will want to even remotely try to do something like that. It ain't happening. You see us struggling to do 3. The closest we got was 10 minutes to 4 hours of a show. And we haven't got close to that since. So, yeah, you ain't got to worry about it. It ain't finna happen.
Okay.
Boo my ass. I ain't doing a 24-hour show. I don't have 24 hours of material.
Just what? Oh, dear.
God, so, but I don't have. And the funny thing about it is I saw some of the show, and you realize that Dusty did not do the whole 24 hours. Dusty did have people who came in and did some of the stories too while he rested. So it ain't literally Dusty was up there 24 hours doing the show. He had some of his he had some of the people who he did the show with that came in and did some of the shows while he rested. Then they did a piece here and did a piece there. So, but
Why does that
kudos
seem
to
like
Dusty.
cheating?
I do not want to sit here and say what I said to sit there and berate or negate anything that Dusty did. Congratulations. He did pick up followers. Congratulations. You did an excellent job. A lot of his videos that he did in those 24 hours were fantastic. That's just not me. So there
Are
you
we
go.
going to listen to any of the stories that he did over these 24 hours? Those
If you
24
listen,
hours?
the last story that we did was a 24-hour one.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So, because this isn't the type of stuff that I watch. I said it before, I say it again. I can't stand. I don't really enjoy Reddit stories. I enjoy talking them through with you guys.
Yeah.
So his whole thing is reading other people's stuff. Does he also then have like this type of conversation after it or something, or does he just go reading one story after another?
No, he gives his comments like we do
Okay.
on a lot of the Reddit stories.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
It seems like he also goes through the comments below the actual story and gets deeper into it. So,
If you
am
look
I
at a
wrong?
live, if you look at a live stream of him where he's doing YouTube and Twitch at the same time, he'll read comments when they're coming in.
Okay, so similar to what we do. Okay, I was just curious because I mean I don't want to search for him because then that's what ends up in my feed, and my feed
Right.
is full of politics and stuff, and I don't want to mess up my algorithm.
Yeah, don't worry. It's good. He's a very level-headed individual. Some of the things I disagree with on a lot of things, but it really is few and far between because he does do a deeper dive into a lot of things, and I think we do too. I think we do. We definitely do. That's why we get on the train that goes to the plane. So, but he does a really good job. Trust me, for every video that I show on here, every one person that I show on here, I rejected like 10 people, 10 to 20 videos who does the exact same thing. Cause it's like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And I can't take your monotone voice when you talk and read Reddit stories because I know you're trying to put emotion in it, but it just really not coming. Bruh, sorry. Even a video that I showed, there are two people. I'm not going to throw their names out there because that seems like I'm bashing it. But I'm amazed that when I hear like the videos that I show of them now, and then I go back 4 years and I listen to them, they literally like this when they talk and show videos and with it. So I know the growth of it. Like they literally, as time went on, they got better and better and better and better. They're in it for the long haul. They're just not doing it just for the sake of doing it. They got better as time went on. So I appreciate it. But some of them 4 or 5 years ago videos is like, bruh, so glad you did. You decided like, woo.
Is anybody happy with their first video? I don't think so.
I told you my first video that I decided to put on here, this idiot over here was sitting there talking about, and then President Biden with 3, to what Marlon, you didn't edit the video. Are you serious? I really feel like I need to go back into that video and edit it just for I don't even know why. I just really want to. I just really want to go into that video and just edit it. Like
What I would
That
have
might be why I
done.
don't have much. One of the reasons is because I almost never post anything. But the other reason, because I don't edit nothing, man. I hit record, run it, and then post it, and that's what we did.
nah,
I couldn't do that.
I can't do that. Best 4 hours on YouTube. LL, I guarantee you, we're not gonna go 4 hours, and I can literally say that now. We have never went 4 hours, but I also can say the closest we did get was 10 minutes, well, 9 minutes and some seconds before 4 hours.
Well, we got 20 minutes to make something happen, man. Roll.
Yeah.
Nope, because we only got 20 minutes before we get to 3 hours, and even then it ain't close.
Okay, I'm
All
running
right.
out of steam though, can
Thank you.
we move on?
Yes, Ken. I am seconding Anna. I want to support my sister, and
I'm sorry, I should be rude and
No problem.
pushy.
What did you just say?
we were waiting on the transition. That's all. That's what we just said. That's all.
Me? I said I don't like to be rude and pushy, but
Oh,
we go.
pushy. Never
Pushy.
That's what I
mind.
heard. That's what I heard.
Pushy. Cool. That's not the word that I heard, but cool. Probably heard the same word that I heard. I'm like,
This is how the piggybacking story got messed up. Let's go. What you got next, bro? Let's do this. Come on,
Please.
Foxy, make him hit the button. Foxy, make him hit the button.
5 season videos of the week.
I like that music to go with the little thing. Okay.
Did you think I called myself a pussy?
I don't know who you was calling, but I was like,
I didn't hear that.
I'm getting tired.
Oh,
My mouth doesn't enunciate.
After all
Wait,
we just
wait.
got done talking about with the C word.
but I was like, what? And you know a person well enough to go. She couldn't have said what I thought she said. So why did she say that? Anyway, let's move on. Let's not even get into it.
Talking
Yes.
about cats. Lovely cats.
They
I
are
have
lovely
2 of them.
Yeah,
cats.
that's where we usually go.
You have 2 of them. That's a
I do, and
biological
they run all over
impossibility.
that.
I don't know how it works, but I'd have to go get one of them removed.
I'm out. That's it. It's done.
What?
Right?
No, I just don't even care no more. I just don't. I have lost full control of this show. And
You know what would be interesting? Would they be side by side or one behind the other? See, That, you know what? That would be smart, like a Mr. Potato Head type of thing, where you know what I'm saying? Well, one starts to get a little bit too, wore out. You can go get another one, and then boom, just pop it right in place, and you got your winter set, and you got your spring set. You know what I'm saying? You just be like, oh, this hot girl summer, it's time to get the heavy duty out.
You got to get the one with the less hair.
No, you got to get the one that's built for service. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go put the petite one on when it's time to go into the winter time.
Ella, you see what you done. Kiss you up here to bite my face. Good Lord. Oh.
Okay.
I'm really not sure they're interchangeable. I tell y'all.
Stop it.
You got scientific advancements happening every day.
Yep.
Like y'all didn't watch Total Recall. The lady with the 3 boobies.
It's like all the way down off my back. That's I was on the floor.
You're awake now, ain't you? It was just let it go. No, you just had to keep it going.
No, that was you guys. I was sitting here just being good and patient, and y'all was
You
just
were
tickled.
here talking.
Y'all was so tickled. I'm waiting on the video of the week.
How? You kept talking.
I asked you to push the button.
Push a button. Anyway, sorry.
In that case, you'd have 2 buttons. But don't worry, most people couldn't find one.
Okay.
Hey, Diaz.
No energy
I'm
left.
sorry. This was your son. How would you feel?
What is he running from?
Right now.
I really couldn't
You
see.
didn't
What
see
is he running from?
Let's try it again.
He's
I
lucky
legit can't tell what the hell that is.
to be alive.
Good dog.
It was a little dog. See,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have family members like this. So I would just be annoyed. I'd just be annoyed. Because my baby, my youngest baby, she if it's she'll run from a dog, a bird, a bug, it don't matter. So I'll be like,
Okay.
but that poor
my
baby was
answer,
terrified.
so my answer is this then. And I would gently sit them down and explain to them. Shut the fuck up. You
See, I would
about
hope
20
that-
No. This is me
That
talking.
boy's
Not you.
7 years old. Go
Me
ahead.
talking, not you. You are 20 times bigger than that damn dog. The worst that dog can do is skin your finger. Now, I can see you sitting there being scared. I get that. Fine. I've heard it before. Daddy. Oh, get this dog. I get that before. You running around here acting like the apocalypse is going on. I need you to put everything in perspective. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my show. I fully take responsibility of exactly what I'm saying. Dude, do not run. Well, I can't even say that, but because I have a thing. Bruh, no, stop it. Stop it. Stop that. Yeah,
I didn't even see the dog.
I said what I said. Anna, that's even worse. I had to show the video twice. You didn't even see what he was running from. This dude is acting like a pit bull was chasing after him with foam coming out of his mouth with a shotgun.
But to him, it was.
But okay, let me pull you back to reality. It wasn't.
But to him, it was.
It wasn't.
Him?
But it wasn't.
That's the basis of irrational fear.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Still wasn't. Jeez Louise.
So, Anna, do you like strawberry desserts more than apple desserts? I like apple desserts.
Well, I like both, but strawberries can be really, really sweet. Apples do that nice, not too sweet, but sweet. I like apples.
Yeah, me too. I think apple. Strawberry desserts are good, but apple is better.
Y'all can ignore me all the hell you want to. I don't care.
Anybody ignoring you? I don't know how to follow taking a 7-year-old who's terrified of a puppy and talking to him like he's a grown ass man.
I'm not talking to him like
that was okay. Ooh.
Ooh.
I wasn't gonna play this until tomorrow because I know Theus is not gonna be here tomorrow. But since he's trying to be a
Oh no.
I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm good. Okay. Next week is a problem.
I thought you weren't gonna be here tomorrow.
I wasn't supposed to be here this weekend, but things have shifted. Yeah. And there's always a chance that something could pop off tomorrow. But I'm from what I can tell at this moment.
You know what? The funny thing about it is, and I'm not gonna put your business out there, but the situation that you're going through, when it gets to that level, you don't know. You just
I just do what I do what's needed. That's period. It's cool as that.
Really just it's so up in the air. It's like, okay, look, y'all let me know. Because I'm tired of asking. So
nah.
One way. No, I ain't trying to be funny. It's just like I'm one way. Just let me know when you ready, because I'm not going to do this back and forth with you. Because I've been through that so many times. It's like I'm there, but I'm not calling you anymore. Call me. Let me know.
I'm not sure what you're referencing, but if what you're talking about is me saying I'm in and I'm out and I'm in and I'm out, I get that. I would say plan as though I'm not going to be here. Send me the link and then we see what happens. But but as far as like on the other thing, what's really going on, I just look at it like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a leader in this family and I'm going to be where I need to be. And it just
I'm
talking
about that. I'm talking about that situation. It's like once you get to that certain area with the situation you're going through, it's out of everybody's hand. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna let you know I'm on ready.
Yeah, that's it. But you know what's funny about that, and it's not even with this particular situation, just period. This is me talking to y'all out there. I do consider myself a leader. I take ownership as being a leader. Even if nobody was following me, I consider myself a leader because you never know who's looking to you to draw their strength in their direction. You know, I truly believe in that. That's me. So I stay on it. You know what I'm saying? I stay on it. Yeah. What it is.
But anyway, he's still not getting out of what I'm going to show him.
Hope ain't another child who's scared of like I don't know a squirrel or something.
Yeah, scared of a mouse. Anyway,
Mice are
what lazy
scary.
people do.
And that ain't lazy. That's just terrible.
What did I just?
So here's the thing. This is the simplistic mind of a simplistic person. He figures what I'm gonna do, right? Because I don't want to do dishes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap everything in saran wrap, and then I'll eat out of that. And then when I'm done, all I gotta do is unpeel the saran wrap, throw that away, and the dish is still clean. As though leaks don't happen. As though no, forget it. I don't even care about leaks happening. If you've gotten to the point where you're spending money on saran wrap so you don't have to wash your dishes, something's wrong with you. Something wrong with you. That's lazy plus something else wrong with you. I'm alone here. I'm alone here.
I'm with LL. That's just wasteful. It is, and I still
Yeah.
don't trust it.
And that
I
dish is
really
still
don't.
dirty in my eyes.
I
Yes,
think
that's what I
it's
can't
dirty.
get over.
I came to the conclusion that it is.
There's
Last
nothing.
last video of the night sent to me by Foxy. From now on, this is how I am going to order my fried wings and chicken.
Kick. I would like free chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like free chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like free chicken wing with the fried rice. I would like.
So you can do
Yeah,
the little
yeah,
dance.
the whole dance. Yeah.
If
Cool.
somebody,
I have a video of that.
if somebody gives me 3 chicken wings with anything, ain't gonna be no dancing. We got a problem. We'll do with 3 chicken wings. We can get my 10-piece, or we gonna have a problem up in here. My 10-piece. When you come here talking about no 3-piece, there's a problem. Oh, and then there's the dance on cool. 3
You said
chicken
three?
wings.
I don't think he said 3. I just thought he said.
Yeah, they said 3 chicken wings and some fried rice.
But you
At
gotta
first, I thought he said free, but now he said 3.
Some of them Chinese restaurants, them chicken wings be huge.
I don't know what Chinese restaurant you got, because the ones I go to do it right, and they cook that thing down and it's cooked to the right side. Because I don't like them big old fat chicken wings. There's something wrong with them. Cook it longer. Shrink that down for me. But 3, I'm offended.
Shrink it down to you. Shrink it down.
You ain't never heard? Look, how you order your wings? Look, man, I need 10-piece fried right. There you go. Because if you don't tell them, they just fry it to when they think it's done, and that's when you end up with the big old fat, juicy chicken wings that they ain't always quite done all the way through. That's why you ain't never been around. Come on, man. What would you say? Fried hard. But you gotta be at the right place and say fried hard so they understand what it is. See, man. Sorry, I'm giving y'all a glimpse into the strip club chicken wing ordering from my youth.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I ain't been in a long time, but what you do, you see, the strip club know how to make your wings right. They always make your wings right. You know, it's funny. When I was real young, I'd be like, man, you can't eat nowhere with a bunch of naked people walking around. But you know what? Them naked people ain't got a lick of hair on them. So you ain't got to worry about no hair being in your food. So you go ahead and you get you some chicken wings. You get some chicken wings and lemon pepper chicken wing, or some fries, and good. And they always got good food at the strip club. But anyway, that's what I heard.
LL coming with this. I've been needing for an even number of wings.
Thank you. Thank you. Give me 3 chicken wings. How did you even come up with 3?
They gave you 5 chicken wings, you would have an issue.
5 divides evenly into 10, so I'll be okay with 5. But I want 10.
This is my birthday. I get to play my favorite video of all time, the video that will never, ever, ever be deleted from this show.
Why, yes, I'm an evil left-wing sheeple snowflake working for the deep state, here to force your wives to get abortions and then leave you for transgender lesbians. Yes, it was us Antifa that stormed the Capitol to make you all look bad so that we can take your guns, spread communism, and blast Cardi B in your churches. And you're never gonna stop us, no, 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 you're
Hey, I got a serious question. Okay, it's not a real serious question, but it's a semi-serious question. Anna, this question's for you.
Yeah.
Logistically, how would one be a transgender lesbian?
You would transition to being a woman
Mm-hmm.
and be sexually attracted to women.
Mm-hmm. But gender and sexuality are not the same thing. So you're still operating off of your sexuality that you had anyway. So you are already sexually attracted to women when you were biologically male. Now you're biologically female and you're still attracted to women. So does your sexuality now change from being heterosexual to being homosexual, even though what really changed was your gender and not your sexual preference?
Because as a gender, you do not feel that you are a male, you feel more of a female, and you can still at that time feel like you need to be with a female.
So the biological male that feels that they are a female that's attracted to a female is a lesbian by way of that pathway, and they just brought their gender into alignment so that the lesbianism stays consistent. That what you're saying?
It's crazy, but yeah.
I'm not saying it's crazy. I'm just saying that's a whole, like, we doing 3-dimensional chess. But what I'm saying though, the way I laid it out, I think I laid that out clean, and that does make a form of sense. But the great thing about it is, it ain't my problem, so I don't have to understand it. I just got to be like, that's what it is. I was just curious because the song said transgender lesbians, and you know, people who are afraid of transgender, they already afraid of transgender people, and now they got to be afraid of lesbians too, and that's scary, y'all. They're coming to get you. But yeah, pretty neat.
They're coming to get you. They don't even know you.
They're coming for you. They're coming for your kids.
They're not coming for you.
I mean, people just crazy to me, man. People wild. People are just wild to me. How you this upset about 0.03% of the population?
I literally always sit here and tell people that. And they're coming after you and your children. They don't know you and they don't give a damn about your kids.
You know what's real fun?
Immigration. Care more about kids. You are literally the only people who will sit there and try to systematically take over a school council so you can decide what books can and cannot be put in a library. They keep a list of everything so you can decide what your children can or cannot. You are more danger than a transgender individual reading books in the library.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there was a meme that came out some time ago that basically hit on that real clean. They're like, I'm more afraid of the guy with the gun who's going to hunt down the transgender or cross-dressing story hour than the people who are reading. They just read a book. I'm worried about the nut with the gunner. That's what I'm worried about. Right? That's who's gonna hurt my child. They ain't gonna be the one reading the story. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I was literally semi-silly, sometimes somewhat serious. But it's just a whole thing. It's like people, if I can leave out anything. But when you start getting upset about something, think about how much it actually impacts your life. Like I was watching a couple of those joints where they do the thing where they go to Trump supporters and they talk about immigration. And like, well, have you ever been personally negatively impacted by immigration? Well, no. And you're mad about what again?
I stopped being worried about it as soon as I just heard the guy. And I think Anna. No, I heard it way before Anna. I think I heard it way before I even met Anna. So, Obama. How do you feel about Obama and 9/11? Well, Obama wasn't doing nothing about 9/11. He was playing golf on a golf course. You think there should be an investigation of Obama and 9/11? I think it's so. I think we need to figure out what was going on. I need to know where he was. Dude, why are you talking?
But
why?
And there's another great point that was raised. These people vote.
And these people are allowed to vote.
But what's even wilder is people who are of my political persuasion. As scary as it is that those people can vote, I still want them to be able to vote. I just think people should do a better job of educating people and making politics real to them, so they can be a little bit better informed when they go vote. But I think even the most clueless joker out there should vote. I think that if you are a U.S. citizen and you can't even read, you should vote. I think you're a U.S. citizen and you sitting in prison because you done murdered 5 people, you should still vote. I just think you're a citizen, you should vote. That's my opinion.
Oh, LL, I know. He wasn't president. I know. That's the point. But anyway, nope, I'm not even thinking into it.
Just like Biden's the worst president ever, even though all of his economic indicators are positive.
Even though he has said he does nothing for student loans, that's what he promised. Meanwhile, we're at $19 billion of student loan forgiveness. The last
that wasn't all of it that he promised.
But
though.
don't forget, Biden and Trump are the same guy.
Same guy.
By the way, the next round of student loan forgiveness, first responders, nurses, police, firemen, but we'll forget that way before we get to
we won't even forget it. We won't even factor it in because most of us aren't in those groups. We talking about the same people who are still mad at Joe Biden for a $1,400 check. Okay, come on.
He still owes me $600.
I still, you know what I'm saying? And you got the 600. That's what's wild, Anna. Anna, that's the wildest part. You got the 600.
I'm sorry. Joe, we ain't never gonna be friends, Joe. We ain't never gonna
1,400 plus 600 equals 2,000. That's
Joe.
And you got a $600 check. And you got a $1,400 check.
In the beginning, he said 2,000.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
math is hard, Anna. Math is hard.
Math is really hard. Friends,
I know
not mathing.
I know how to math. The math ain't math. I know
600 plus $1,400 is $2,000. That maths.
The 1,400 before he got into office.
You know.
He said the 600 and added that to the 1,400.
Yes. And what was it that happened in all of that? There's this thing that's called Congress. Oh, we don't want to talk about them.
No,
the ones who actually decide what gets cut and when. Them people.
Late at night, Biden goes down into the Bat Cave and puts on the Donald Trump uniform. They're the same
That's
person.
it's the same person. That's why you don't ever see them in the same place at the same time.
See?
It's deceptive debate.
That's a split screen. That's a split screen, and they were using camera trickery.
It could have been AI. Could have been
Professional stunt double.
computer. Could have been Alec Baldwin.
Yep.
Please, for the love of God, tell everybody where they can find.
Hey y'all. So coming I'm gonna do it April 1st. There will be a website and a Patreon that'll come online, so we can go ahead and open up for our founders launch, soft launch, and that will run at least for the months of April and May. I'm considering June. I haven't decided yet, but it'll month April and May, and then we'll go ahead and lock that down and get some stuff done. But one of the first projects I want to do, more information following, is going to go to the local barbershop here, and we're going to sponsor at least 2 haircuts per month, and the barber can decide when to deploy them to help people with their haircuts. Because I didn't know haircuts cost so much as they do, y'all. Man, them things like $40 for a haircut, right?
It's up to
So
25, yeah.
yeah, so you dropping $25 to $40. Let's say $25 a haircut. If we do $100 if our United Core is able to put forth $100 a month, that's 4 haircuts that we're able to sponsor. That's 4 children whose mothers or their fathers came into the barbershop that day expecting to have to spend dinner money on a haircut that the barber can just say, "We already got you." Right? So I had a great conversation with my daughter, started taking time off. Had a great conversation with my daughter today where I was explaining a lot of these things to her. And like, this is where this is coming from. To some people, they'll say, that's a nice thing, you're paying for somebody to get a haircut. But the message behind that is, this is the community that's doing this for you. The community is saying, we're going to help this little bit out. It's not a huge thing, but it's something, right? Just showing the fact that the community cares and is there to help you out. No strings attached.
I love this one. It's a boutique shop that you have to be at least 200 pounds for them to serve you. And it's juicy body goddess or something like that. But what this lady does is she takes teenagers who are completely body phobic and brings them out and decks them out in a beautiful dress, and you see just the way that a dress makes a young lady feel. You know, it's not changing their body, it's just they come and they accept themselves a little bit more. It's really beautiful. And then just when you think you're about to drop a few $100s, you're told, we have gotten enough donations from the community that your prom dress is free. It's so beautiful to see that kind of thing.
Yeah. I truly believe business can be done different. We've proven it with Complex Mind, Simple Man. We're going to prove it even more with our United Core. Business can be different. We can do things different. We can be compassionate with our capitalism, right? So let's prove it. Let's go.
That's it.
And let's tell everybody where they can find you.
I was just gonna say, and I can be found BorreliaEtc.com right down here, and TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. The first part of the Borrelia, etc.
Oh yeah, check this out. There's gonna be more content coming through Complex Mind too.
Really? Cool.
Sporadically, of course.
I believe it when I see it. I'm not calling for that no more. No, I'm not. No.
You can
I believe it when I see it, and when I see it, I'll watch it. And when I watch it, I'll comment on it. And when I comment on it, I'll like it. But the first beginning of that whole thing is I'll see it. That's not did it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Lucha until you.
I appreciate Iz, I appreciate Anna, I appreciate everybody who celebrated this birthday with me. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Hey, did Uncle Jim Clyburn call you and tell you happy birthday?
Uncle Jim Clyburn, who the hell I'm even is.
You know, Mr. Clyburn.